Hey. Yo, what is going on, guys? Hope everyone's having a fantastic day today. Holy crap. It's been nonstop. All day. It's been kind of crazy, if you ask me. What's going on? Let me put my stream up on my phone quick. I was not prepared at all today. What's going on with the Phillies, man? We're up. Oh, damn. We're losing. Okay, never mind. This game is probably going to be over. Maybe. I don't know. I saw that we hit it. I saw that Schwarber hit that home run. And other than that, I have not seen anything else, which is kind of crazy. But I appreciate everybody coming in right now. We got Nathan Maverick, Puthia, we got Jadis, we got John Smith, Ron, Tyler, Christian, Spiritual Lee. What is going on, dude? Got Dre Day, Duncan Miller, Frank Prowl. What's going on, dude? I'm from Cookeville, Tennessee. Dude, that's awesome, man. Talk about some Philadelphia Eagles today, guys. Some Philadelphia Eagles content. Why not? There've been we haven't streamed in a couple days. So update for the weekend, guys. We will have the Philly Shakedown on both channels tomorrow night. As long as Philly 500 is cleared by tomorrow, we should be good. We should be fine. We should be ready to go. We're going to be streaming from both channels this Sunday, next Saturday, and next Monday. So we're going to be doubling down on streams, probably a little bit over an hour. We're going to go a little bit longer than usual because we have lost a lot of time with what's been going on so far. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So this is obviously a Q&A for the Eagles, and just to talk about the Eagles, everything that's going on, the rumors, what do the Eagles need to clean up going? And obviously this is a little bit more time now. We have a little bit more time. It's like a mini bye week for us as well. So we have a little bit more time to, talk about other things, maybe talk about the roster a little bit, just depending on what you guys want to do. So, yeah, that's what's going on. Got Frank, got Tyler, Christian. What's going on, dude? Quenzo, what's going on? He says, I knew it was over Thursday night after they lost the lead. Dude, I figured, it makes you think, like, if the Eagles are not in the lead in games, like, they're going to come back. And even when we were tied up and we missed that field goal by the first half of that, at the end of the first half, I said the Eagles are going to come back and win this game. I knew the Eagles were going to come back and win, but obviously there were some things that I didn't like from Jonathan Gannon. It's obviously not putting enough players in the box. You're not stacking the box well enough. There were times where I saw them in 12 personnel. There was enough times I saw the Eagles in 12 to Texans in 12 personnel. They had one guy in the box, and I saw a couple plays where T.J. Edwards was the only guy in the box, and you're supposed to stop that run. And yeah, it didn't look great. It didn't look great. I did not enjoy that at all. I didn't enjoy that Dameon Pierce has 39 yards of rushing on us. I think it was 168 on the ground for the Texans. It was good. I mean, we gave them those yards, guys. Like, we gave them those damn yards. I'm not taking anything away from Dameon Pierce or any of those guys, but the Eagles just played too damn conservative. I mean, it's getting us wins, but how long? I just always wonder, how long could this work for? You know what I mean? I just try to figure it out. Bro says you either win or lose World Series, and Philly's about to lose. So, yeah, losers they got there, bro. Aaron says, what's good? Dawns, what's going on, man? William McCarron says it wasn't the Phillies near. Maybe it would be 2 to 3 years from now. Loyal, what's going on, Loyal to Houston? Joe, happy Sunday. You too, man. Oh, on top of it, I got to say one thing about the Texans, too, because I actually like those cherry helmets that they were wearing. That looked pretty damn good, man. I like those cherry helmets they were wearing. Roro said, what's up? What's going on, Roro? John, what's going on? So Phillies are winners in my book, and that's all that matters. Jay says, what makes me laugh, Joey? We beat the Texans. We're frauds. Are not good. The Chiefs lose to a bad Colts team, and they're still good. Yeah, we're not getting their respect, and that's totally fine, man. I'm expecting that. Look, wait till the Cowboys beat the Green Bay Packers next week. You know the shit we're going to take from that? Wait until the Cowboys beat the Green Bay Packers, bro. I'm going to be streaming that game next week. And we're not going to hear the end of it that they beat a real quarterback and all that crap. Like, you know what I mean? That's what we're going to hear every single week. Just wait. The Cowboys have the Packers. The Cowboys have the Vikings. So I want to see if maybe the Packers could beat the Cowboys. Probably not, because Aaron Rodgers is not Aaron Rodgers right now. It hasn't been the whole entire season. The Vikings, though, yeah, that's another game that totally could change a lot of things. If the Vikings beat the Cowboys in a couple of weeks, they will be 3 games behind. that might hurt a little bit. That might hurt them a little bit. At the end of the day, I think the whole NFC, realistically, I think the whole entire NFC East could make the playoffs. I think the Commanders, as of right now, could make the playoffs. Maybe. We're going to beat them next week regardless, so I'm not worried about that. But this is going to be interesting, though. We got Brian Shoemaker says, do you think we're getting OBJ? I don't know why. A lot of Eagles fans have been talking about OBJ. I've been hearing the Bills. He wants to go to a contender, man. He probably doesn't think the Eagles are contenders. So it is what it is, man. I'm not, I know Big Play Slay has been trying to acquire him a little bit. We haven't faced the Giants yet, so he's kind of like trying to acquire him. And, it is what it is. John says, my mom always told me you don't need to be in first place to be a winner. And she is right. It's funny, man. And Joe said the only thing that concerns me is the run defense. Yeah, you know what? It concerns me, but it doesn't because, like, I know Jordan Davis. This is something they could clean up, guys. This isn't like, oh my God, we're in trouble now. Like, they can clean it up. They got to stack more in the box. Like, I don't really have much. I don't know because Milt Williams didn't do anything. Marvin Wilson didn't do anything. Marlon T didn't do anything. I mean, really, at the end of the day, they're giving more reps to Fletcher Cox and Javon Hargrave, which is good, which they kind of have to do that right now. But bro said we still haven't played a complete game. No, we did actually. We actually played a complete game against the Texans. We scored in every single quarter, so we did play a complete game. So we have. When it comes to scoring, I think we did. I think we scored every quarter in that Texans game. I think we did. Scored 14 points in the second half, which who knows? We've been bitching about that every single week. John says, if you look at yourself in the mirror and feel like a champion, you are one. MC says, what up, Shakes? I made a rare YouTube short. I don't make videos, but you might want to check it. Dude, I got to check it out. Frank says, we need a backup for run D. I don't think the Eagles are going to add any more players, man. Like a lot of people are talking about Ndamukong Suh, and I'm like, dude, like they're not adding another defensive tackle. I highly doubt it. Yeah, it does make me nervous a little bit. When you see a game like that, when they put 168 on the ground, because you got to face Aaron Wilson, you got to face Derrick Henry with the Titans. That's going to be a big one. You know what I mean? So. Tyler said also safety is an issue too because Epps is doing it and Wallace isn't good at it either. Well, Epps isn't the best coverage guy, which we already kind of knew that. If you're just finding that out now, I don't know what to tell you. But Kavon Wallace, I mean, they wanted to move Gardner Johnson. They wanted to move Chauncey Gardner-Johnson all over the field. That was the plan. That was the plan for the Philadelphia Eagles, okay? So, which they can kind of use him as like that Malcolm Jenkins piece, move him all over the field, have Kavon Wallace in. But we did that in 2017 with Malcolm Jenkins, but we had Graham at safety in 2017. We had a good quality veteran. I would love to trade for Chuck Clark. But we can't do it now. The trade deadline is over with. So they need... As of right now, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson has to be signed immediately, excluding, obviously, the Jalen Hurts contract that obviously we know that he wants a contract. We're going to probably give him that contract depending on what that's going to look like. But I'm telling you right now, like, he's got to get signed. He has to get signed. Frank says, tackling, do they teach it anymore? I don't know, bro. That's been another problem, too. Man. Another problem. Someone says, we Eagles fans travel well. Dude, it was amazing. How the Texans got booed before at the beginning of that game and when the Eagles were making plays. A lot of fans, man. A lot of fans. Prime time, Stephen Joyce says, what up? Rumor Eagles are interested in OBJ. Where are people reading this from? Lowell says, yeah, them red helmets are fire. They are. I don't think I've seen the white helmets unless they haven't worn them yet this year, but the white helmets probably look pretty cool. White jerseys. Bro says, Giants beat the Packers, though. Yes, Giants have beat the Packers. That is correct. Who's good free agent running back we should pick up? We're not picking up a free agent running back, dude. I'm done with the trade deadline. I'm done with who we didn't pick up. I don't care about that. If you're going to use Trey Sermon, use him, okay? Because they want to trade for him so badly. Then he got off waivers. Then they picked him up, and they used him 2 times in the Jaguars game, and that was it. Steve says, can the Vikings beat the boys? I'm hoping they can. Man. I think the Vikings have a good chance. They got TJ Hawkinson at tight end now. Like, they're loaded. They're loaded offense. They have a loaded defense. I don't see why not, man. I don't see why the Vikings can't, There you go. Says, they've said we played a real team, that we are the best team by far. The NFC mine. You're the second best team in the Vikings. We dog walked. The Vikings are a good team. The only loss they have is against us, and the NFC is wide open. The trade deadline came along, and nobody in the NFC trade for anybody. Brandon Cooks would have been in the NFC with one of the NFC East teams, probably with the Giants, Cowboys, whoever, but nobody wants to take on that $18 million. That was the issue. Jay says, what up, good Joey Goddard should have at least 10 targets a game. You agree? Oh, he's fantastic. You always get those games where he drops those easy ones, whether it's just in the open field or in the end zone. But I got to say, Dallas Goedert, better watch out, Travis Kelce. Better watch out, George Kittle, man, because this man is coming for the crown. I'm telling you, Dallas Goedert. And look at Jack Stahl, guys. Like, Jack Stahl's playing really good. Like, they've been throwing to him his way. Not only a great blocker, but he gets his chances a little bit. He's like the Zach Pascal of tight ends. Like, he blocks, he does the dirty work, but when he gets his chances, man, he takes, a couple catches here and there. Like, really, since that Cowboys game, I thought Jack Stahl's done a really good job at number 2 tight end. Now I think Calcaterra is your fastest tight end. I think your fastest guy. And then obviously Tyree Jackson's on the 21-day practice window right now. So we'll see what happens with that. We got Rock the Arse. What's going on, guys? What's going on, man? Chris says, I'm a little afraid of what will happen to the playoffs. That's what I kind of been saying all year, bro. I've been saying that I'm kind of nervous about if they play like this in the playoffs against a good team that could score in any quarter, that the Eagles are going to be in trouble. I don't like the bend, don't break defense. I can't stand it. As much as we've been playing that every game, and I've been enjoying us winning every single game, I can't stand the way they play because I feel like it's going to bite us in the ass sooner or later, but it's going to be way too late. You know what I mean? You're going to give guys too many yards. So how comfortable are you going to be? Because what Gannon wants to do defensively, he wants to play conservative, waste time on the clock, keep everything in front of them, not give up the big play, and hold teams to a field goal. But what if our offense is struggling? What if our offense is struggling and we're putting too much on our defense and he's going to play conservative? We're just going to give them free yards. These receivers are going to have free releases off the line. We're not going to stack the box and try to get these running backs are going to have free yards on us. Like, I don't get it, man. Like, I feel like it's going to, it could bite us in the ass. But they could play like this, but they have to make a couple changes. Like, they have to be a little bit more aggressive. The bend don't break concept, I can't stand. You know what I mean? I don't like it. I haven't liked it all year. Everybody's got their own opinion on the style of defense we could play. I like the way aggressive defense that we have, okay, or that we used to play. You know what I mean? Dave says Quinn was a great pickup. He has been making Hargrave more open to get their sacks. As soon as the whole line gets better, it will be more scary. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Now, Quinn only had 12% of the sacks. He only was in 12% of the time, so really not that much. Like I said, he's getting acclimated to this defense every single week because really by the Steelers game, he wasn't even on the team for a whole entire week. So give this man more time. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, when he got traded here, they had him at safety. He's been playing nickel with the Saints most of the time, so you got to give the guy more time, okay? That's what they got to do. Let me put the stream up on my phone really quick so I'm not confused on what's going on. Okay, we're good to go. We're yes, we are perfectly good to go. Got Dave says we held Najee Harris pretty good. No, we did a great job on him. Great job. Oh, it's a Joey. I think the Eagles were exhausted and sore after only 3 days of rest when they faced the Texans. Proof is Lane Johnson gave his first sack tomorrow. Looked tired. Yeah, I totally agree, man. The short week sucked. Not only that, but you barely even practiced for 3 days. Then you have to travel the day before, a 3-4 hour flight to Houston, an away game on top of it. You know what I mean? It takes a huge toll on the Eagles to do that in a short week, and it sucks, Oh, it says our defense was too tired. Rock says, why everybody hating on us? They mad because we're winning. They don't like it. That's pretty much what it is, man. Look, if the Cowboys were undefeated right now, I couldn't talk any crap about them. Like, that's what I don't get. Like me, I shut my mouth when I should shut my mouth about certain teams because at the end of the day, if there's a team that's undefeated, I can't talk crap about them. Besides, like, what I think is going to happen or who they might lose to. You know what I mean? Other than how they're playing now, I can't talk crap about an undefeated team. That's just the way it goes. You know what I mean? That's just the way it goes right now. Tyler says, can't believe AJ Brown already has 700 plus. Yeah, dude. I'd be shocked if he doesn't hit over 1,100 yards, at least gets to that. Going to have a really good year for the Philadelphia Eagles, man. As advertised, AJ Brown has been a complete menace, and I absolutely love it. And he got fined for pointing his fingers at those Pittsburgh Steelers on that catch. $10,000, $5,000 for each finger, pretty much. This league is getting softer by the week, softer by the year, and it really sucks that they treat it this way. Oates says not only that, they were able to stop the run with Hargrave in the middle in the fourth quarter. You can guarantee Eagles are going to use Hargrave to run stuff. Yeah, I totally agree with that. Hargrave had 3 tackles for loss, 3 pressures, and 3 sacks. 5 sacks for the year for Javon Hargraves. Had a really good year. Definitely another player that they definitely need to monitor and trying to definitely get re-signed and save some money at the same time. You know what I mean? I think that's what they definitely have to do with him. There's a lot of players become free agents after this year. It's going to be kind of crazy, but I really I don't really care about that right now because we're just in the midst of a really good season. So Howie Roseman will take care of all that good stuff when the time comes. We'll get to that point. I'm not really worried about it. Hold on. JMB says, "What did you think of the Dallas Sucks chant after the win in Houston?" I have no problem with it. I mean, I don't get why everyone makes a big deal about that. You know what I mean? Like it's a rivalry, and Dallas is behind us. The Giants are behind us. You know what I mean? Like everyone's thinking, like like these are fans that hate the Cowboys. I mean, that's just what it is, man. I don't care about any of that. Like I'm not going to make a big deal out of any of that if that's what they want to do. You know what I mean? So I can't complain about it. Okay. Lowell says, well, wishing Jordan Davis a speedy recovery. Thanks, man. I appreciate it so much. And obviously John Mechie, man. I'm actually excited to see. I'm telling you right now, the Texans trying to get to get another quarterback in there, because obviously Davis Mills is just not going to be good enough. The Texans got to draft a quarterback next year, and I think they'll start building the right way by next year. All those draft picks, John Mechie comes back. You know what I mean? Defensive pieces, a few more defensive pieces, and they could get into a time where they could contend. Who knows in the next couple of years? So you never know. Just the thing about Thursday, it was a short week and we were too sloppy. We had penalties. Milano was getting beat. We had a fumble. This wasn't a normal play. No, it wasn't normal at all. Like these guys are still hurt at the end of the day. So I can't really complain about it, man. Like you're allowed to have an ugly game. Like I don't get why any undrafted team we have seen over the years has always had an ugly game and still stayed undefeated and still played well. Like that's what I don't get. Like if you're blowing out teams every game, is it really showing me that what they could do when they hit adversity? They've almost hit every bit of adversity. They've been tied at the half. They played in a bad weather game. They've been down 2 touchdowns. Like they've almost done everything I've needed them. We have forced Jalen Hurts to win with his arm. I think we have almost asked him to do everything. The only thing we haven't done so far is what this team looks like coming off a loss. That's the only thing we haven't seen, but I wouldn't even be worried about that either, to be honest with you. I wouldn't even be worried about it. To me, I don't think it's – this team is just so capable, and the camaraderie and the work ethic is just off the charts. Dave says, what has happened to our linebacker group? They are slipping into the shadows. Those should be guys to stop the run. Yeah, they're not shooting those linebackers through the gaps. They didn't in that Texans game. They didn't blitz. They didn't stack the box. That's the reason why they had 168 yards rushing on the ground, because we had them back the whole time. So they wasted a lot on the clock, but it is what it is. We got John Castelloni. What's going on, dude? He says Mark Holmes is an idiot, needs to justify a double-digit win over a bad team as the Eagles don't scare his Cowboys. He's trying to justify in his mind that his boys can beat us when he knows it's BS. I don't know why. Like everyone's saying that the Eagles are a better team. The media is saying the Eagles are just a better team. I think they are a better team. I think our wide receiver core is better. I think our quarterback is playing better. I think our running backs are playing better. I just think we're all around a better team. I think the best player on that team right now is Micah Parsons, and the Eagles didn't give a crap. Like they threw to Micah, they ran to Micah Parsons' side. They threw the ball to his side. They don't care about certain players with these really good statistics. I mean, the Cowboys always have, Trevon Diggs led the league in, picks last year. Who cares? And then when the playoffs came, he did absolutely nothing. So, like, it doesn't even matter at this point. I don't know. Frank said, give CGJ the money next year. Oates says, honestly, I actually disagree that everyone is hating us. I think social media has a lot of trolls, and the NFL has literally 15 million subscribers, and like 98% of the people love Hurts. Well, loving Hurts and not liking the team are two different things. So we'll see. Jay said the D-line coach tomorrow doesn't teach the players to get their hands up if they can get home. Rose says, do you think the Commanders will beat the Vikings? Probably not. No. Yeah, Bradbury's definitely another one you got to sign. Well, so it was like at home Eagles for the it was like at home for the Eagles in NRG Stadium. I totally agree. Yeah, it's what it sounded like on the TV. I mean, for whoever was at the game, you could definitely probably tell, but I definitely could tell the difference. Eagles fans always travel very well. Steven says, Joey, complete game versus Texans. It was 14-14 at halftime. Why is it that we have to go into a certain number? Like, look, here's what I don't get. Even if the Eagles don't play a complete game, there's a lot of teams that don't score in certain quarters. Like, like it's one or the other, guys. Like I wouldn't make a big deal out of this win to be an ugly win because of how the Eagles dealt in these 4 quarters as of right now. Like, they were totally fine. They obviously, other than the Eagles giving up on that run game with the bad tackling, other than that, it was completely fine. But, it is what it is. Progress, the Phillies losing. Yeah, I see that. I got the scoreboard on right now. It's probably over at this point. Frank said that new kid that has a pocket has been talking up OBJ coming. Who's been talking? Jazz, the biggest run deep problem is simply the players inside aren't stout enough, nor that the safeties refuse to wrap up. Is that DC doesn't really care about it? I don't know. I don't know what they're doing in practice every single week, but I got to say, I mean, that 36-yard screen pass was absolutely ridiculous. I mean, they were just pushing him. They weren't even trying to tackle him. And I blame that whole entire defense. I blame every player in that defense that literally just didn't take a shot at him. Jason, this offseason, the 2 people on defense I'm looking to keep are Chauncey Gardner and Hargrave. I feel like keeping Bradbury will be too. Yeah, well, we'll see. It really depends on Hargrave. It really depends on how much Bradbury wants to stay with the Eagles, and maybe they'll give him a mid-tier contract or something. But I would just, we'll see what happens. CG is playing out of his mind. Yeah, he's got 5 picks for the year already. He's leading the league. Let me read his stats. His stats are right here. Hold on. I want to read his stats real quick. I had his stats up the other day when I did that video because I wanted to kind of talk about it. So Chauncey Gardner-Johnson this year, 5 interceptions, leads the league, 6 pass defense, 42 tackles, and 1 sack. It's a monster year. It's a monster year. I'm totally fine with letting Epps walk. I am 100% totally fine letting Epps walk after this year. They got to get another safety. They have to get better depth. Hopefully Reed Blankenship can compete a little bit, maybe see what he's got. And if he doesn't, then hopefully they bring in somebody that, can compete. So, we'll see, man. We got a super chat from TY Eagles Fly. Thank you so much, man. It says you are going to blow out every team. You are not going to blow out every team. I don't know why people think that it's the NFL. Yeah, dude. Like, I don't get why you have to blow out every team. Like, I think other than the dude, just think about it. Other than the Jaguars game where we let them score 21 points on us, other than that game, I think that's the only game we haven't let over 17 points to a team already. 17 points, other than the Jags game. And obviously the Lions game was the first game. The first game is the first game of the season. I don't put too much to the first game because it's the first game. It's always a toss-up first game of the year. So other than really those 2 games, the Eagles have done a pretty good job holding teams under 17 or lower points than that. So I don't know why people make a big deal about it. Richie says it was over after game 3 win. Phillies bats went. Yeah, they got a no-hitter all game. Their best bet was to at least win one of those games in Philadelphia, and I would have been a little bit more comfortable going in this game in Houston. I wasn't even really that comfortable going into Houston in the first place, even if they lost both of those games. So Chris said, Joey, there has been talk that Howie's been talking to Ob. What? Where is this news? Where is this news? If you guys send me some type of news, maybe I'll know. Maybe I'll know. Joseph says please, the Eagles have played nobody. Texas, who's talking about the Lions, but bum Eagles fans, they scored 35. The first game of the season, bro. First game of the season. So it's the first game of the season, man. Like, the teams that are supposed to lose end up winning. The teams that are supposed to win end up losing. Like, it's the first game. You're talking about week 1 of the season. Like, you're not talking about week 6, week 7. You're talking about week 1 of the season. Like, if that's the only thing that you could talk about, then I don't know what to tell you. Fred says, Phillies had a good run, though. Tyler says, glad Dallas Goedert has been making notice. The NFL is seeing how good he actually is, especially after the catch. Such an underrated tight end. Yeah, I love after the catch as well. And they scheme him so well where he's wide open for a lot of yards. And because of his physicality, he can get extra yards because of it, which is good. Kind of like a bruiser tight end. Chris got they played Dallas and Minnesota and spanked them both. Mark says, Cowboys and Vikings are nobody, I guess. Jason, I think these players are having much fun and love playing together. I see Bradbury and CAG getting reasonable contracts. I could see it too, man. It's going to be tough. Phillies were 7-13 last 20 games, grabbed the last wild card spot. They sucked all year long. They suck now. He says, do you think we signed CJ back? So Joshua says, glad to see you out of jail. Wait, is 500 in the chat? Is he out of the chat? Is he in the chat? I don't even know if he's in the chat. Dak is going to own y'all Christmas Eve. Dude, you got 7 more games to play, bro. Like, I don't get why you're looking. See, you're looking at the future. Like, the Eagles don't give a crap about the fucking Cowboys. Like, that's what you guys don't get. You guys give a fuck about the Cowboys so much. The Eagles don't fucking care. You understand? We don't care about the Cowboys. We don't care. We take care of every single opponent every single week. That's the difference between these fan bases. Like, all that Cowboys fans feel like, and look, it doesn't matter if they, at the end of the day, the Cowboys are going to be in the playoffs. So I don't get what beating the Eagles is going to make a big deal for them. Like, I don't get why 7 games down the road is just so important at this point. Travis says, oops, thought it wasn't 500. No, you're good. You're good. Those bum Bears scored 30 points in that great. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. Like, they want to talk about the Lions game. We'll talk about the Bears game. The Bears are worse than the fucking Lions, man. Simple as that. Bad says, Brian Bunch of the Eagles, let's make it happen late first, early second. Joseph, are you a Phillies fan? Put it on Channel 5. Is it feeling you feel Eagles quit soon? No. The Eagles are a totally different team than what a baseball team is with the Phillies right now. So difference is with as a wild card team to a contending team this year, no. Like, definitely 2 different teams, bro, in 2 different sports. So Eagles fans acting like they beat Dak, you beat Rush. Oh, well, hey, a win is a win, bro. A win is a win, bro. I don't know how people feel good about how they were hyping up him for 5 weeks, and all of a sudden they made that excuse when we beat them. Serge said, what pissed me off, the Bills can lose 4 games and the Chiefs can lose 3 more games. You can go 17-0 and not get as much respect as those teams. Chris says, Chat Sports Shakes Chase Sr. Huh. Interesting. Right said, hey, Cowboy Stiffs, 27 game going to 28 years, but always have next year. Cole says, so you dispute our week 1 loss, right, Joey? I'm just saying the first game of the seasons I don't take seriously. Well, of course I'm gonna be happy if a rival team loses. That's or you know, if a rival team loses, I'm gonna be happy about it, regardless if it was fair or not. Because obviously, if I'm against a rival team, I'm gonna want them to lose. But the first game of the season is I'm defending the Eagles on the first game of the season, even though they won the game. They let them come back 35. They let the Lions come back 35 points. Okay, they haven't let up like that since the first game of the season. They've let teams come back into games, but not by that many points. That's the first time in a long time they haven't let that happen. Serge says, what pissed me off is I see it comment after comment, people saying we looked bad last year in the playoffs, not paying attention. And not to mention with the Dallas Cowboys, didn't they have the easiest schedule last year and still lost in the first round? So, like, it goes both ways, bro. Like, it goes, and they had a better roster last year. Simple as that. Like, that's what I don't get. Houston is stealing signs again. Texas says the Bears scored 29, not 30. I'll still let the Lions score 35. Ooh, 5-point difference. God, these fans are stupid. Either they're 15 or they're stupid. Jay says they're not going to take the OBJ contract for maybe a rental for this year. The cheap I think he'd want to play for a Super Bowl contender. Right, Thomas Mon has been talking up OBJ. That's not going to happen. So I don't know why people are making videos about it for certain reasons, I guess. Look, rumors are rumors. At the end of the day, I make videos about stuff that might not happen too. So look, if OBJ comes to the Eagles, I don't see why that would even happen. Why wouldn't he talk to the Cowboys? Why wouldn't he talk to the Giants? Why wouldn't he talk to the Giants? They have a good record right now. The Cowboys, they have a pretty good record right now. Why wouldn't he talk? Why would he talk to us right now? I mean, look, at the end of the day, like, I'm not trying to take Quez Watkins off the field either. You know what I mean? So what? You add him, then what happens? Who do you have to let go? I'm not letting go of Zach Pascal. I'm not letting go of another. We need what we have at other positions right now. So Armand says the Eagles win another Super Bowl. And I was says, look at the opposing fans so desperate for positive attention in the chats. That's how it is, man. That's how it is. Serge says Eagles didn't really win it all this year. No BS. King Murr, what's going on, dude? He says, yo, what up? My man, Joey Cakes. I've never been called Joey Cakes. Fred said, Dak going to get smashed. The Texas QB is better shot. Stats, first 3 games, Texas soy boy. Big Green says, fuck the Cowboys. Tyler says, Mark Holmes couldn't take my heat in his comment section, so he kicked me out. Talk about a soft Cowboy fan. It is. Some people just can't deal with it, man. Some people just can't deal with it. I don't give a F about them. Joe Mauricio, if the Eagles have not played anyone, then the Cowboys are nothing. And way it was your backup QB while our stars were playing our third string in practice squad last year. You can't have it both ways. President Cowboys are obsessed with the Eagles. Brian says, what do you think about Devontae Smith targets? I think it's fine. I don't care about if there's not enough targets for a certain player. Like, if we're winning games and what we're doing is working, like, I'm not going to be bitching about. I think I did like the second game of the season. I think the first game I was kind of bitching about the distribution of the football because it was really the AJ Brown show, the first game. So I'm not gonna go crazy about it. There's gonna be time like Quez Watkins caught his first ball since positive yards wise. He caught his first ball since the Arizona Cardinals game. He had 19 yards. How the game feels over. They look like they were trying to near the end. Maybe this year can make the World Series. Take a style. You straight capping. Fans are yelling Cowboys suck after the beat the Texans. Look, dude, at the end of the day, bro, like, I guarantee you anybody in this chat wasn't in that crowd. So if you want to talk to those people, then talk to those people, bro. That's how that goes, man. Like, teams 8-0, bro. They could say whatever they want. The thing is, we could say whatever we want because we're 8-0. You're 2 games behind. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, I don't know why everyone's talking so much crap. Like, don't be jealous, bro. Cameron says Dak even scored in the 30-second lines the first half. You wouldn't have. Yeah, they didn't score until the third quarter of that game. So it is what it is. Queasy Cowboys got beat by us. So we're talking to a lot of people. We played all bums and had nothing to say. After now, I want to say Dak wasn't playing and go cry on someone else's pond, not ours. Yeah, I totally agree, man. I totally agree. I knew that was going to change after that game. As soon as we beat them, that was going to change. Fred said Cowboys' only good player. Parsons wants to be an Eagle. Joe says Cowboys do suck. We're not lying there. Bleeding Green says because we were in Texas and Houston hates Dallas too. Phillies really ain't deserved to be there. No, I don't think they did at all. Sorry for the late super chat. We got a super chat from Radiation Bots. Appreciate it so much, man. He says these Cowboys keep talking about the Lions. They lost to the Bucks, who got waxed by Carolina. Goes both ways, bro. I get it. I totally get it. Fred says Eagles not the same team. Dak has seen the Cowboys ain't the same team either, fool. Cole says even though we allowed the Bears to score 29, but we still blew them out by 20. It doesn't matter. Okay, so you blew the Eagles out with no backups last year, the last game of the season by 50 points. And you guys, I saw all your videos, bro. You guys raved about that shit till the cows came home. You guys raved about that 50 points you guys scored on the Eagles in the last game of the season last year when the Eagles had all their backups in for obviously the wild card game against the Tampa Bay game. I mean, who cares if they scored 50 points? I mean, it's one game. You're acting like they score 50 points every game. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you can't beat the Bears, then I don't know what to tell you. Do you want a cookie? Do you want a medal for it? That's what I'm saying, bro. Bench Cooper Rush going to backfire on Cowgirls. Joe says, and when it counts, they stepped in only 17 points so far, giving us less points. 17 is top-tier defense. Said Joey, there's the interior defensive lineman in the draft. His name is Brian Green, he has great run stuffer, a great pass rusher, huge too. Put him next to Davis. Yeah, we'll see what they do next year. I'm not even really thinking about. I'm not really even thinking about what they're doing in the draft next year. I'm taking it game by game, and that's it. Queen to the Bears, though, bro. You happy for that win? Texas says the Bucs game, the Cowboys didn't have Gallup in their main tight end. I can keep going on that. Oh man, you're gonna talk about injuries now? Oh my god. Oh, it's sad, bro. It's sad. I know Hurts happy he's gonna get a Super Bowl. It's gonna be worth it. Karen says excuse injuries happen every week. Nobody cares. JB says Cowboys acting like the beat the Eagles. You lost, and then the bum Bucks too. We're 8-0, boy. Armand says I'd rather sacrifice Union and Phillies for an Eagles Super Bowl. I'd probably agree with you on that, to be honest. I'd probably agree. We got a super chat from my drips that should have scored 50 points in the playoffs. JP says 5-2. Mike says Gallup. At the end of the day, like, what has Gallup done this year? I think he had a really good game coming back. I mean, other than that, I don't think Gallup has done much this year. And this is what happens when you're coming off injury, man. These players like Saquon Barkley coming off injury didn't do nothing. Like when these guys are coming off ACL injuries, they disappear, and it takes them. I say Gallup could maybe play better down the road at the end of this year. Would be a lot better for the Cowboys this year, but because of that injury, who knows? I mean, hopefully he steps up. We'll see. Adler J said 2 championship losses in one day. I don't think I've ever felt this much sadness. 5-2. God says the Cowboys won the first game because we ran 2 times. New head coach. Mike says Phillies Union and Ben Franklin's ghost for Eagles Super Bowl. We got Larry Cash's 8-0 doesn't mean nothing until playoffs. No, I don't think the Eagles are going undefeated. I could care less. Like, yeah, the 8-0 is great, but if we don't take care of business every single week, it's not going to mean anything. I mean, once the playoffs come, that record is worth nothing. Like after that, after the regular season, it means absolutely nothing. So, Thomas says it would been nice to win the World Series, though. Maybe another Philly team could do something. Idris says, numb to the championship losses, feel bad, but if we get a Super Bowl out of it, I'll take it. Your Cry Boys talking about beating up backups and Bears defense that is depleted of talent. Fred says, we want Cowboys healthy so you don't have any excuses, but you guys will come up with some B's, just like talk. Let me tell you something. If the Cowboys can do what the Eagles did in 2017 with 6-7 major injuries to their team and a backup quarterback and still win the Super Bowl, then let me know, because no team will ever do that ever again. Nobody could do that. So, yeah, I saw the Phillies just lost. I saw that. Cowboys fans talking about Christmas Eve game. We will have our second. I know, but it's 7 games. Like we have 7 games to play before that game. Like they're talking about a game that's 7 weeks away. Tyler said Jalen Hurts has been the mentality as a QB. Without that, I don't know what player he would be. We are lucky to have Hurts as our QB. Hard work pays off. Totally agree. Worked his butt off. JMB says, why are there so many Cowboy trolls in here in the Eagles podcast? Get out. Because they love me, dude. That's what it means to be successful on YouTube when you have these people join your chat, dude. That's what it's all about. I don't ever play my fiddle, play my flute, whatever the hell it's called, okay? I don't talk about any of that, but that's the way it is, man. Say says the Texas thing, baby. Astros world champs. Colin said, I think we could lose to the Titans and Giants. AK says, you want us to shut up, then beat us. I probably still won't. We got Philly Juan says, Joey, why do you say we got going undefeated? Well, it's just there's going to be a loss there somewhere because of something stupid. Not because the Eagles screw up that much. It could be because of special teams. It could be a mental mistake, a fumble. I feel like there's going to be a loss somewhere down the road. I'm not going to say, they're going to go undefeated. Like, I get it, but there's going to be a stupid mistake that happens. It's not going to be Jalen Hurts' fault. It's going to be something stupid. You never know. Anything can happen. Albert said playing the number 1 seed would like the undefeated season. Jay says 31 seed Eagles home field 2 games after we win a divisional playoff game. Diaz says we have top 5 Saints pick next year. I don't know about that. We'll see. The Raiders I'm kind of really pissed off at. I don't know. Who are the Saints playing tomorrow? Michael Thomas is not playing this year. He's got to have surgery. This guy has been out of football for so long. Finally gets to play this year, and now he needs surgery on his toe. So he's going to be out for a while as of right now. We have 220 in the chat. Appreciate everybody being here. If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel for the Eagles news every single day, videos every day, live play-by-play reactions every single weekend, and a few streams every single weekend. Definitely check that out. Subscribe to the channel. Like the stream if you guys haven't liked this stream. Check out the pinned comment for memberships for support. And check out the new Discord server, guys, for any fans within the NFC East. Check out the new Discord. Hit that link, and trying to build this Discord up a little bit. You know, there's Eagles 2022 talk. There's NFC East, Salt talk. There's all that great stuff. Definitely join the Discord if you have not. We almost have 200 members in that Discord already, which is kind of crazy. Have a couple guys running it and have been doing a fantastic job. So I do appreciate it so much. Let's see here. Tanner says, damn, the Phillies in the middle MLS team and lost the championship today. It's a shame, man. Shot says, do we get another safety? Right now, probably not. Probably not. Mike says, Cowboys keep saying their back QB is in when we beat them, but our backup beat Brady in the Super Bowl, not an excuse. That's what I'm talking about, dude. Colson, more worried about beating the Packers next week. I hate them more than the Eagles. Aaron Rodgers is not playing good this year. You guys probably will beat them. The Vikings game, I think, will be an interesting one for the Cowboys and the Giants. But as of right now, like, I think anybody can beat the Packers. I mean, they might have a good run game, but it's just the Packers, and they're just not looking the same. So it could be a win for the Cowboys next week. So. Risa, do you think the Phillies loss adds or lowers pressures for the Eagles? No, I don't think it affects them at all. Like, I don't think anything affects them, period. John says, call it right now. We'll have a breakout game against the Commanders. I think it's going to be Dallas Goedert. I think going to work middle of the field. They're going to use them and get them open. I think Dallas going to have a big game. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, just depends, man. I think Hassan Reddick, Robert Quinn's going to get his first sack of the season next year for the Eagles at least. Elijah says Jalen is much better than Dak. Scratchy Block says that that will be us loss. Keemer said Packers own the Cowboys. Angie says we disrespected still. That's what it is, man. Shuk says what I would like Phillies winning, but at the same time I hate baseball. I'm not a huge baseball fan. So when I was like 7 to 10 years old, my father used to, and this is when I was just starting to like football, like baseball. I think my father took me to a few. My father took me to a few home openers, I think, for the Yankees, like when I was like 7 to like 10 years old. I'm not into baseball that much. I'm only watching the Phillies right now because they're in the World Series. Other than that, I don't really watch the Phillies that much. I'll catch a game if it's on, but you know what I mean? Like, I try to catch these games, but I don't catch, like, I can't catch every Sixer game. I don't think the Sixers are doing much this year. So, he said, made Cowboys are ordering an Eagles shirt and exporting goods for me today. You could play the fiddle. Maybe, I don't know. Texas says, if Eagles fans be in the Cowboys stream, you'll see in Mark. Well, dude, Mark Holmes asked for it, dude. A lot of these guys ask for it. That's the huge issue. Like, I never ask for trolls, but they come anyway. Not as much as with him. Mark Holmes asked for the trolls, man. When you make videos on the Eagles every single day, yeah, obviously he wants the heat. So that's the big difference. That's a huge difference. Yo, Sal, what's going on, dude? He says, I'm calling it right now. Cowboys lose to the Vikings, but Vikings better replace Cousins. Yeah, I don't know. It depends where Kirk brings that Vikings team this year. They'll be in the playoffs this year. We might actually meet the Vikings again. You never know. Could be a rematch. Who knows? Brady Calgary says Rodgers Cowboy killer. Formerly known as JoJo MC Support Duke says, not meaning to sound negative, but even if we get number one seeded, we'll lose before getting to the Super Bowl. The current philosophy isn't going to work again. Quality team / QBs. That's what I'm afraid is going to happen. They'll end up facing the best, which I want them to face the best team, but defensively, I get really nervous with Gannon's scheme. So it makes me a little nervous. So it's not negative, man. So don't think you're being negative. If you're in this chat, you could be negative. It's fine. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with nitpicking at things that bother you with this team. It's fine. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to shoot you down for having your own opinion. It's already enough. This world is, all of us have to, we're all being censored, and all the stuff that happens in our world today. We're not allowed to say certain things. So trust me, here you can say whatever the hell you want to say. So speak your mind, bro. Trust me. Big D said, I think Green Bay will be our first loss. Wow. I think the Titans might. If I'm going to say if we're going to have a first loss, it might be the Titans. Maybe. I don't know. He says, Jalen played a lot under center. I like the result. Any thoughts? I had no problem with it. They just, after a point, they were passing way too much. And then the Texans kind of had a blitz package ready for us. And Jalen Hurts had no idea it was coming. And that's what happened. He went to Shane Steichen after he fumbled that football. And he was like, we got to run the ball. And they did. I think Miles Sanders would have had a lot more yards. He just cut under 100 yards. It was like 93, 94 yards for the day, whatever it was. Daniel Belfield said the 2020 season was hard to watch. The start of 2021 was frustrating. The season is awesome. Yeah, dude. Well, we didn't have any vets in 21. We had a very young team last year. A young team last year that had to find their own way. And it took a whole year to kind of find our own way. So I get it. Chris, I'm not even a baseball fan, and that pissed me off. Cole says trolls help the channel. It is true. That is 100% true. Bad Bow says Conway should be better than Heineke and running back who got a shot. Yeah, they're probably better with Heineke. I'm not going to. And Chase Young is back. He'll probably be back for the game. But he's coming off of a big, serious injury right now. So these, like I said, when guys come back off ACLs, they just never look the same. They look good the following year after their injury, but during the year of coming off of an injury, Chase Young might not even do much of anything at this point. Pretty Boy said the Phillies were sacrificed for the Eagles having a good season. Man, so I'm in Houston. There's fireworks going off everywhere. Pretty Boy says the Vikings are 6-1 and no one cares. Joseph says should two undefeated with the schedule and powerhouse offense and secondary. But he says it'll be Taylor Heineke this time. Funny how he started winning as soon as Taylor got his starting job back. Well, dude, I mean, at this point, it's like Heineke was playing good even last year. I thought he was playing okay. He didn't win a lot of games, but even last year, I thought he played okay. You know what I mean? Like, I get it, but the Carson Wentz is just a bad quarterback, man. Like, this is it, man. They're already winning 2 games without him. Like, yeah, a little bit more of an upgrade. Like, Carson Wentz made it look so damn easy for us to get to him with 9 sacks. I mean, it was easy. Just imagine him playing in Philadelphia. You got Motorsport 48. What's going on, dude? Hope you're having a good day, man. Comment says Cousins has looked good this year. We hate him look average. Cousins is good. And honestly, with that Vikings game, their tight end was wide open for a touchdown. Remember when he passed to I think it was the tight end, and he could have ran. I was on our side of the field. It was on their side of the field, and he was wide open, and he overthrew that ball. He panic throwed a few times to guys that were open, but that's why we had good pressure on those plays. We had really good pressure on those plays. That's why he kind of messed up. Gambies, do you think Hurts would win MVP in the league? Ended today. I think he would, and I respect Allen as an Eagles fan. No, I think he would, but I don't really pump my chest too much about him being an MVP. I don't want to say he's playing. He's definitely playing like it, but I don't really put too much into, who's going to be the MVP of the season. I don't really talk about that too much, to be honest with you, because I really don't even care about it too much. It's a team game at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Like, I know Jalen Hurts is going to play really well this year. I know he's been playing really well this year. So I would just hope defense talent could save us if we do get in the championship. Now it says too many holes in the middle, plug that hole and feel maybe we can try Dean for a while, just see a difference. It's not because of personnel. It's because they didn't stack the box. They had one guy in the box against a run game. You're literally giving them an automatic 4 to 5 yards from only stacking one guy in the box. There was times where when the Texans played 12 personnel, that T.J. Edwards was the only guy in the box. That's the reason why they ran 168 on the ground, because of that stupid reason. It's not because of personnel. It's not because Nakobe Dean's not playing. It's because they're literally letting them get those yards. They're conservative. They didn't stack the box. That's why. That's the only reason why that they were getting yards on us. Not because we have a crappy defense. Not because of personnel. It's because they let it happen, man. You guys said that's a no-hitter game against the ass cheaters. The Mind Freak says Houston most likely cheated again. Head Black said, I can't believe that happened. Fred said the NFL would change the game tonight with the Cowboys to get Vikings to lose, keep them in the hunt. Paul says tough finish to the World Series. Phillies bats went quiet last 3 games. It's crazy. Nina says, I heard the OBJ rumor on Eagles now on Chat Sport. Who's Chat? Oh, Chat Sports. Chat Sports. I don't know, dude. I don't know. I wouldn't believe it too much. I wouldn't believe it too much. Just saying. That's all I'm going to say. Because of reasons I know. Just because there are channels that have a lot of subscribers, it doesn't mean that they're right. That's all I got to say. Just because a lot of guys get a lot of attention, it doesn't mean that they're right. And that's just what it is. There are people out there that brainwash other people to believe that the Eagles are after this person, that person, this person, that person. And trust me, like, at least when I see something online, a rumor, I always put it up on my screen. It's always up there. If there's a rumor about the Philadelphia Eagles going after someone, the trade deadline, free agency, it's always up there. I always show something for it, not just talk about it and just kind of trick everybody. So there are people that do that, and I don't think it's right, but that's how people run their channel, I guess. We got a super chat from Daniel Belfield. Thank you so much, man. Yeah, I'm a Phillies fan. I am. I mean, I don't watch them much. I mean, because I don't have time, but I am a fan. Eagles Clip said, I think we should give Devin Allen and Boston Scott a shot at returner. JMB says, honestly, don't want OBJ. I never thought I'd say this here, but I am. Snook says, I'm still wondering how in 5 home run and 5 run games and all of a sudden can't hit the ball. Next game, baseball is so inconsistent. More towards OBJ on the Eagles, that would be awesome. Yeah, I don't know, dude. Like, I'm not into it that much as everybody else is. I don't know why everyone's so into it. Like, we don't need to add anybody to our offense. Like, our offense is completely fine. It's completely fine. Because I don't want to sit. We have Quez Watkins for a whole nother year. He's not a free agent after this year. You have him for a whole nother year. I don't want to just strip his play. I don't want to strip his play call. You know what I mean? I don't want to strip any, I don't know. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. Philly D said, I'm not saying Houston shouldn't have won, but that's wrong. It screwed Wheeler. Paul said, "I'd still lose the series with smart move by the batter to crowd the plate." Formerly known as JoJo MC says, you can't score 3 runs in 3 games. That's why the Phillies lost. Yeah, A.J. Brown was fined $10,000 for those 2 finger points in that Steelers game. This league is getting softer by the minute. BD says it was insane. Xfinity Live. Shug says OBJ would have no room in this offense. I at this point, like, there is no room for him here. So I don't get why people even talk about him. Show me proof that there's interest, because I guarantee you the people that are talking about him, or at least there's no proof of it. Okay. Proof isn't just naming my title video that OBJ is going to be a Philadelphia Eagle. The proof is going to be in the rumors on Twitter or some type of rumor. I don't care if it's a third party. At least if you show me a third party rumor, then it makes sense. But that's the way it goes. Paul said, better guess correctly. The Wheeler came inside in that situation and crowded them plate. Then it says Jordan Milano is low-key our worst lineman. He still have plenty of potential. What? Our worst lineman? How is he our worst lineman, dude? This guy played from Sunday, practiced not even 3 days, and he had to play another game. What are you talking about? He's our worst lineman, dude. What? Mike says AJ Brown is the most expensive hands in the league. He does. He's getting paid for his hands, but man, the league wants to make him pay for his hands now. Over $10,000. Bill says just hoping Dallas doesn't get him. Philly D says was the second time trying to get hit by a pitch. Suk says these poor kids who saw those 2 finger points. Derek said the NFL is so soft, getting fined or pointing. Even the one that Micah Parsons did to Dallas Goedert, some trash talking to Dallas Goedert, he got fined for that. He got a penalty for that. I mean, I thought that was ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like, obviously Goddard was like, oh, look, he was kind of showing the ref, like, he's yelling at me, throw a flag, and they gave it to him. Woody Jones says, Joey, what changes or improvement are you looking for in our next game versus the Commanders? Really, the run defense. Really, the run defense. Really, I mean, that's really all I'm kind of looking at right now. Is like they got to stack more because Jordan Davis isn't playing. This is going to be a second game not in, so they got to figure that out because I don't want to see I mean, the Commanders have some good running. You're gonna be seeing good running backs the next few weeks. You can't give up over 100 yards, over 100, 110, 120 yards to every running back that we're playing every single week. You just can't do it. Jay says, what owner or GM would actually want a coward like Gannon for head coach? The Texans. Lovie Smith might get fired. Who knows? Lovie Smith's a good coach, though. He is a good coach. But I thought when Lovie Smith was with the Buccaneers, I didn't think he had an 8-8 season. He shouldn't have got fired. There's appeal crying about Smith not getting enough targets. So imagine OBJ was. Well, that's what I'm saying, dude. Like, here's what I don't get from fans. Like, we have too many weapons right now to because we play every single game, we have to distribute the ball to everybody. It's not going to happen. It depends on the matchups. Depends on what the defense is showing the Eagles. Like, it's going to happen. Quez Watkins got his first down catch since the Cardinals game. Besides this game he just played, Quez Watkins hasn't caught a ball for positive yards since the Cardinals game. 5 weeks. Literally in 5 weeks, he's only had 19 yards. Besides this, if you take this game out of it, if you take this game that we just played out of it, he's only had 19 yards in 5 weeks. Literally. But he said Brown Smith will still get the ball over him 80% of the time. So we really don't need OBJ. I don't think we need him either, bro. My source for OBJ that I made it up. Paul says OBJ will not even be ready for December. What team other than the Rams can join, learn a new offense and QB and make an impact? Eagles goes to NFL side. I don't even get a taunting role. These are grown men. They can handle it. Michael says, I love the offensive changes when the defense thinks they know us were doing something different. I love it. Yeah, because look, Jack Stahl getting the ball, Dallas Goedert getting freed, the Zach Pascal touchdown during the Steelers. Like, those are things that the Eagles can surprise defenses because we don't pass those guys. I feel like the Eagles are still hiding a lot of plays offensively. That's just what I think as of right now. Tyler Great said, our team is complete. We don't need anyone besides seeing Blankenship or Wallace and Covey actually do something. Always get Ward on the back end, squad up if we need him. I don't like Covey. I think they got to change him. Devin Allen, move him up. I don't see what else do we need to see from Britton Covey? That he's allergic to open space. I don't know what I'm trying to see from him as of right now. That's what I name him. He's allergic to open space. I don't like the depth at safety right now. Kavon Wallace is trash. Reed Blankenship's unproven. Not his fault. He's undrafted, so he's just unproven right now. Philly D says, I think Malott is still hurting from the shoulder. If so, should test him. Yeah, probably. But he has a little bit more to rest now, so I'm not really worried about it too much. But that's what happens in a short week, man. Chris says, Sills is the only one who I've seen talking about OBJ. Dude's clueless. If Sills is talking about OBJ and these other channels are talking about OBJ, it's probably no news. I don't like, if I show rumors, I show rumors. You know what I mean? If I have my own opinion on someone they could trade for, then I just make my opinion on it. If there are rumors stated per report rumors, my videos will have a freaking, they will have something. I will have an NFL rumor from a third party or somewhere online that's telling you that there are rumors, whether it's right or it's wrong. It is going to happen, not going to happen. For people just to say things, to say, there are rumors, but not going to show the receipts for the rumors. A lot of people just like to get cash grabs on stupid videos, and that's what people do, man. That's YouTube. That's what people do. Mike said OBJ is drama queen, and a me first guy, major distraction and no place from this team. We have our receivers stop it. Yeah, I don't think he's that. I don't think he's that bad as he used to be. I don't think OBJ is really that bad anymore like he used to. But he's being a little too picky. He's waiting so long to find his team that he wants to go to because he wants to win a ring, man. He's trying to find the right situation. He's waiting for a receiver to go down. He's waiting just to join a team that's going to give him all the reps. He's not trying to be a backup. You know, it is what it is. There's Tori says, coming to people saying Malott is our worst lineman. What are y'all on? All of our linemen, our stars, Malata is playing the worst, but still having a solid season. If he's playing the worst, how is he having a solid season, bro? I'm just trying to. I'm just trying to kind of pick your brain. Like you're saying that he's the worst, but he's having a solid season. Bad. This was his worst game. I mean, he couldn't, Jerry Hughes, and he had a little bit of issue with Jerry Hughes. Okay, I get it. But the worst lineman? This is the first game we've complained about him. Really? Bad says, I think Gannon goes to the Panthers. Joe says, how do you feel about us facing Tennessee? It's going to be tough. Derrick Henry, if they let Derrick Henry through that, it is on top of the Eagles, not stacking the box, and on top of the bad tackling. Derrick Henry could run for 200 yards on us if they treat it that way. Obviously, you're going into that game knowing that Derrick Henry's a beast, and you stop Derrick Henry, you win that game. That's the way it goes. Paul said, Chat Sports with multiple cities. Each one of those cities has OBJ going to their team. Yeah, it's BS, dude. I know that Chat Sports they cover every single team. I know I don't know if it's every team in the NFL, but yeah, no, it's BS, dude. It's BS. Don't watch bullshit at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Like, if I find something, I'm gonna put it on screen, dude. I'm not just gonna say it and act like I have inside rumors in the NFL. I have a friend that works for the NFL or whatever the hell it is, dude. Like, I hate when people lie about stuff. People get butthurt over a lot of stuff too. So Big D said the Texans and the Jaguars, the NFL trade, they've been put on earth to make the team like the Titans and Ravens look good. As you said, he's not playing better than ISMR or Dickerson. Other two are Hall of Famers. Dude, I don't even get what you're saying, man. I don't even get what you're saying. I mean, left tackle. I mean, how many sacks has he given up? 2, which was from this one game. Other than this one game that Malata has played, the other games this year, how many sacks has he given up? I mean, really, bro, it's crazy how much of a difference Davis made on the run stop. Yeah, and a lot of people don't like Jordan Davis. I love him. He's probably my favorite draft pick as of right now. My favorite draft pick. I've wanted him since the combine, and I think he's going to get better every single year. Obviously his conditioning needs to get a little bit better, but I think he'll be fine. Formerly known as JoJo MC says, we need safety and return help, not another wide receiver. Merrick says, Dallas Guy is soft. He got knocked to South Dakota by a drunk at the bar. Remember, Joey? I'm trying to remember that. Steven says, Malata has been playing bad the last 2 weeks, injured. He's not setting his feet against being on the first swim move by the defensive ends. Obviously, he played a lot better last week he did this week, but that's because of this injury, probably. Mike says only place we need to add talent is safety, bruiser, running back, and returns. I don't care about the bruiser running back. I think special teams definitely 100% and more depth at safety 100%. Even having another starter next to Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, because I think they let Marcus Epps walk unless he comes back for like barely any money. I think Marcus Epps needs to go back to being a number 3 role-playing safety. Biggie says, Malata has an exploitable weakness, and he's still a stout lineman. Bailey says, is OBJ even close to 100%? I mean, probably, yeah. But like I said, when guys come off these injuries, who knows what OBJ is going to look like coming back. So OBJ is going back to New York, if anything. Says, never thought I'd see Revis Island on the Eagles, but Darius Slay is better than... They only threw to him like one time. Did they only throw to him like one time during that Texans game? I think they only throw to him once. I mean, still, like, Bradbury's still having a good year. He's gave up a couple balls, but he's still having a fantastic year regardless. Gotcha says, Big Stills wants to trade our 3 first-round picks, Malata and Devontae Smith for... Yeah, I remember that. People. Nate said, what up, Joey? Just tapping with you. I'm with you on your take on Covey. I think we should see what Allen could do. He didn't pick up returner before the deadline. No, they should have, but they never did. Paul said Malata hasn't played at all, to be honest, even before his shoulder issue, and has become a weak link in the O-line. Where is all this coming from? Like, where is this coming from that he's like that bad right now? If he's bad, is he bad because of injury or is he bad player because he's a bad player? Like I'm starting to like feel like everyone's saying that he's bad because he's more injured than he is, or no, that he's a bad player than what? I'm confused, man. Derek said, I don't understand why they don't put Devin Allen at kick return. But also, thoughts on what we could do to fill Davis's void? They just got to blitz and fill those gaps with linebackers. Like, that's what they got to do. And if they don't do that, teams are going to run a buck 20 on us every single game. That's the way it is. Within 5 yards, you only have to attack one player offensively on the Philadelphia Eagles. And they automatically get yards because of that. That they don't have to change much. Just got to be a little bit more aggressive with those linebackers. He has already been. Beckham's going back to the Giants. James Goes says, hopefully we get a punt returner in minicamp bye week. Yeah, next offseason, I'm hoping they make a change. Yeah. Paul says OBJ is not even ready to play for another month. Well, just in time. Another month when the season's pretty much over by that time. Just by the end of the season, probably that's what he wants it to be. He'll probably come back at that time or say he's going to come back at that time because there'll be a game or two left on somebody's schedule and he'll join a team that's going to be in the playoffs. He's just being real picky right now. Bio says, can't explain it, but I have a lot of respect for OBJ. No, I get it, dude. I thought even in that Super Bowl, man, without him, they wouldn't have did the work that they did in that game. I felt really bad for him when he got hurt in that game. I felt for him, man. Rio said, who's your worst player coach of the year? Mine is Russell Wilson, Todd Bowles. I'd probably agree with that, to be honest with you. Nate says, about the Mulata assessment, not your take. Average says, watch the game highlights. Kavan had 2 touchdown saving tackles in the Texans game. I don't care because I know that he can't do it every single game. So there's, I think our first loss comes to Tennessee. I kind of agree with that. It could. It's just I think Samal is going from 74 overall to 86 overall left guard. Might go from 91 to center. Kelsey, what is this, Madden, bro? What's going on? Mike said Derrick Henry runs to Jordan Davis equal of nuclear bomb detonation. Yeah, probably the whole ground will shake. Rainiel says, "Hey Joey, does Slay Bradbury CJ remind you of Vincent Taylor Harris back in the 90s? So remind me of them." Yeah, like even when I was younger in the 90s, I was really young at that point because I was born in 1990. But so far, like if you're going to compare guys, yeah, I mean, this is probably the best cornerback group we've had from like the early 2000s, probably 2003, 2004. It's been a long time. Rose said, will Davis be back for Tennessee? He should be back for that game. Maybe he should be. I'm hoping that he is. Because I think Malik Willis is already starting. Yeah, Malik Willis is starting. If you could start to take away, like I think Malik Willis, he's still learning, obviously. So there's already times I've seen him thrown into double to triple coverage already. Like if you could take away Derrick Henry from that offense, I think you're gonna have a good time beating Tennessee. Holiday Jones says at least most of the regular season are home games for us. Recent Philadelphia receiver A.J. Brown was fined $10,609 by the NFL and taunting Pittsburgh Steelers defenders, and Philadelphia Eagles Week 8 win. Will Lurie pay it for him? I don't know if they even do. Can owners actually do that? I mean, they probably could, I'm guessing. BDC's Lane Johnson had similar struggles as Mulata last Thursday. I agree. They both did. Everett says everyone wants to give our opponents credit, but shouldn't some of our guys get credit or actually winning the games? The problem that I have right now is I don't know if Kavon Wallace can make plays like that every single game. I don't know because he gave up a lot of yards too on coverage. So I don't care about the 2 saves because if there was 2 saves, which I don't know, you have to show me those plays. Because like I said, I haven't rewatched the game and I'm streaming while I'm watching the game. So I'm not seeing everything like everyone else is seeing. So I get it. Guys, Cecilia John says what Malcolm Jenkins was for us. I totally agree. Big D says Mulata has had games like this before. Raiders last year comes to mind. He'll be fine. He's the big time Eagles fan. Phillies just lost. Yeah, it sucks, dude. Bro said Dak soft. He got beat up in the parking lot. Remember that? Oh, God. Fly Eagle says, hope all is well. Sucks we don't have football till next Monday. Yeah, it's fine, dude. little bit of a mini-ish buy for us. After underrated player for us 3 other nights was Marvin Wilson. He was elevated from the Texans game and played very well. I didn't really, other than I didn't know what Marvin Wilson did. I didn't see Milton Williams or Marlon T what they could do in that game. There was times we didn't have 4-man pressure a lot in that game, and that's the usual. I mean, we don't have pressure throughout the whole entire game. Joseph, sign CJ. When he went out of the game against Dallas, we started to look shaky. I totally agree with that. I was really afraid when he injured his hand in that game. He came back and got another pick on top of it. Jonathan says those people have the trolls talking about Mulata. We got Papa Joe Philly. What's going on, Papa Joe? Welcome to the stream, dude. Welcome to the stream. Now it says Mulata has film on him now and starting to become Derek Barnett with the penalties. Except he used to be at 84 overall. Now he's at 81, which is still solid in top 10. They need to reinstall the 5-man line. Every time they get into that 5-man, they do pretty damn well. They're not going to do that all the time, though. Tyler said, tired of disrespect we get in the media and Cowboys fans. We're 8-0 and have a complete team, period. I totally agree. Other than there's a couple positions that we could talk about that are kind of like, depth at safety, the return game, special teams in general. Zach McPherson, by the way, on punt, he is fantastic. Zach McPherson, as much as, he's a 4th-round pick from Texas Tech going into his 2nd year this year and probably not going to play this year, Zach McPherson's been doing really good on special teams. And it's true. We've been over an hour in the stream already, 225 in the chat. If you guys haven't subscribe to the channel, guys. We cover the Eagles every single day, live play-by-plays every single weekend. Streams, a few 3 to 4 times a week. So if you guys haven't subscribed, subscribe. Like the stream if you guys have it. Check out the pinned comment for memberships and check out the new Discord, guys. We have almost 200 members to the Discord. We talk football every day. If you guys, I talk to all the subscribers on there, so definitely check out the Discord. Click the link. Make sure you pick when you get into the Discord. Pick your team. This way, when you pick your team, it kind of suits you into where you are on the list on the list of the Discord. And I'm kind of new to it, but I've been using it every day, and it's been a lot of fun. So definitely check that out if you guys haven't. Click that link. Samuel says, Dallas favored on Christmas Eve. We have no hope. Our schedule is cupcake. We are frauds. Is what it is, man. Flagel says, man, there has to be someone better than Covey we can bring in. Like, is Quez not good returning? Could use him in there since rarely used on offense. Yeah, like I said, Boston Scott as well. I said, use Boston Scott. Why not use Boston Scott on the punt returns? He's a Darren Sproles 2.0. When he was with the Saints, Boston Scott did punt returns and kick returns. Like, he's got the same build. I don't know why they never used Boston Scott since we've always brought him back and always had him on this team. Still makes no sense. Quez Watkins, I don't think he does much as a kick returner. Devontae Smith is like the backup punt returner right now, which I do not like. I mean, there's nobody else. There's nobody else they could use. It's kind of crazy. Kind of crazy right now. Coach, honestly, I hate the PFF stats. Use complete and data give up. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of PFF at all. You don't see me putting up PFF stats on videos. I never do that because I don't really think it's. Adder says you can at least give Wallace credit. Like, seriously. Look, if there was 2 things I didn't see and he saved 2 plays, then fantastic. But can he do it every game? I don't know if he could be a consistent safety for us. Is he worthy as a backup safety for us? I don't know. His coverage is very suspect from what I saw on Thursday night. So I get it. PFF is about as reliable as a fart after being eaten Taco Bell. Francis Mulata didn't start off like he was playing last year, one of the best lieutenants in the NFL, but after he recovers from injury, have a feeling he'll be good. I think he'll be fine. I think he's been dealing with that shoulder. I think that's been the problem. But he said, I think we're being Tennessee. They're not that good. Yes, this is live, Stefan. Papa Road, this is live. Stephen L.A. says they need Davis back versus Tennessee or stack the box. No, they have to stack the box. Like, it's not that hard to fix this issue. Everyone's like, oh my God, we have to go sign a Ndamukong Suh. No, we have to stack the box and stop being a bunch of bitches and stack the damn box. Stack the box. Be aggressive. We don't need to sign a player every time something happens. Like, yes, it's a loss for a defensive line. Totally agree. Fletch and Hargrave will get a little bit more reps, okay? But they have got to stack the boxes. If what the Cowboys did in Texans and the Cowboys and Texans did to us, our defensive line, they double teamed on Cox, they double teamed on Javon Hargrave, they left the running back one-on-one with our linebackers, which there was one linebacker there. So automatically, if you get past that one guy on contact or hit him on contact, they're going to automatically get 5 yards or more on that play with one guy in the box. It's not going to work that way. So it's pretty aggravating. Fred says, hot take, we're going to shut down Derrick Henry. I hope so, man. Torville says, it will be interesting to see if how he gets a final using the F word with the fans, even though he was joking. The NFL is getting weird with punishments now. I mean, it wasn't filmed by the NFL, so I doubt it. I hardly doubt that's going to happen. If that happened on national television or like something like that, maybe he would get fined. On their broadcast, he would get fined. I don't think it's going to be fined because he said the F-bomb a couple of times. Who cares? Flago says, Coach Urian said that it was on him and the calls not Malata allowed the sack. Those two were on him. Yeah, I read that from, I think Jeff McClain put that up the other day, that apparently the 2 sacks from Malata were not on, I don't know. He tried to explain. I didn't really get what he was talking about, but apparently he said, Nick said it was on him and that Jordan Malata is beating himself over it because, you feel bad as a left tackle, and your quarterback's getting his blind side hit and, you kind of blame yourself for that. Reggie says, after finishing the second in the NFC East last season, the Eagles were given a second-place schedule. They have the 12th easiest schedule or the 12th hardest schedule in the NFL right now. And I think as of right now, I think they have the Bills, and I think Bills and Chiefs have easier schedules than us. I think they're past 12, 13. So I think that's what's happening. Says that TJ Edwards blows started playing Dean. He is not steal of the draft any longer. He's dude, like I don't blame this game on TJ Edwards, man. Like they're not using they didn't use these linebackers right, but he has been struggling in the past. I thought the Steelers game he definitely was struggling. The Cowboys game he definitely struggled on those out routes by the tight ends. Rio says Gannon likes the umbrella defense, won't stack the box. No, like that's why everyone's like, oh, give them the Kobe Dean a chance. Our linebackers suck now. No, they don't suck. It's they're not using them the right way. Like they're not stacking the box. Like they're letting these runners they're getting free up the middle on one guy stacked in the box. So that's it. Infamous, what's going on, dude? He says Packers are the only matchup where it could swing either way, to be honest. Yeah, I think it could be because it's Aaron Rodgers. And if they respect Aaron Rodgers, out of all the quarterbacks, this would be the one quarterback that you respect a little bit, but they're not playing well this year. And Aaron Rodgers could pick us apart because of that. Bridget says, Joey, do you know that the Cowboys play 4 of their last 5 games of the season versus the AFC South? AFC South? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Because right now, what do they have? They have Green Bay, the Vikings. I forgot who else they have the next few weeks, so I'm not sure. Trovis, I don't know how we can find room to re-sign Hargrave, TG, and Bradbury, but somehow we need to make it happen. I totally agree, man. I think those are the 3. Besides excluding our quarterback, I think those are the 3 signings you kind of need right now. I think you do. He's been dying to say that. Yo, Joe Hagashi leg kicks. What's going on, dude? He says, what up, bro? You guys are 8-0. Congrats on the chat. Wants to know our bet on that. Like you're 8-0 stacked. If you can't take our past second round of playoffs, are you a real fan? Of course I am, man. Like, what does it matter if they don't pass the first or second game of the playoffs, man? And we haven't shook on that bet yet. So he says, how stacked does it have to be if you don't bet? You're not an Eagles fan. That's not true. That's not true, bro. You don't have to bet. Betting is dangerous, man. There's people that go in debt with betting. People are addicted to betting in this country right now. Like it's pretty bad. So as the Cowboys fans are jealous that we're 8-0. The Cowboys have only, once in 1977, they have never gone 9-0. Kevin Severus says Night Stalker coming on. Shuk says you clearly don't watch games. We got Brian Saransky. What's going on, man? He says, when Jordan Davis comes back from injury, I like the idea of him at defensive tackle, Hargrave at defensive tackle, and Cox at defensive end. They've done that a few times. They've moved Cox to defensive end a few times, depending on what they were doing. They've done it before. They've done it before. Eagles says, what's good, dude? Hope all is well. What's going on, Slay? What's going on, man? I think they need to draft another tackle. They probably will. T-Brad says, you're right, Shakes, but we all know JG ain't stacking the box. Yeah, that's the only problem. I know we all know what they have to do. T. Patrick, you know what they have to do, but you know they're not going to do it. They're going to play this. We're going to hold them to a field goal and let our offense score points. But what if our offense starts struggling? We're going to play conservative still. We're going to leave the middle of the field wide open with one guy standing there all by himself for teams to run up the middle, get an automatic 5 yards on us, double both our defensive tackles, leaving that running back one-on-one, and then arm tackling him for another 30 yards down the field. Now, I don't want that to happen. So that's what I'm saying. If it says Skip's comment, I appease fun while it lasts. No, you're good, man. You're good, man. Did I skip comment? Where did I skip a comment? I don't think I did. Oh, there it is. Packers are the only matchup where it could swing either way. I think I already read that. Let's see here. Oh boy, what a day! It is over. T. Barrett says, you're right, Shakes, we all know. Oh, I already read that. Fred said, here's Torville 90, something else put in Cowboys fans' faces. Asher says, yes, Wallace gave up yards just like the rest of the defense, but that didn't turn into actual plans. That's got to count for something. Yeah, it counts for something if he makes plays. Yeah, I get it. Doesn't mean he's a future piece for us or he's going to be on this team for a long time either. You know what I mean? That's really it. Joe said Tennessee game low-key scares me. Tennessee did beat the Eagles in 04 when they were undefeated. Gad says, love my Eagles, but I hate the Phillies. The name sounds goofy. I like the Astros, though. It reminds me of outer space. Harris says, Ken Dicker will replace Jake Elliott in the future. He comes from the Ravens. Harris says, Diamondbacks are my favorite MLB team. Susan Malata did give up sacks versus the Texans. Get over it, people. We're 8-0. Yo, Bergang, what's going on, man? Hope you're having a good day, man. Provo says, Packers Archers don't beat. Let's see here. So it says Eagles need to run 4-3. Stop the run. Do you agree, brother? Eagles need to run a 4-3. Yeah, I mean, that's what they could do, but I don't know if they're going to do it, man. At the end of the day, if you have a pass rush or you're trying to get a 4-man pass rush, whatever the case may be, and if it's not happening, you have to help out your defensive line because they're going to get tired. Like you can't let a 16, 17, 18 play drive happen because your guys are going to get tired. You can't stop them on third down. It's going to get worse, you know. Derek said the only way we lose to the Packers is because of Aaron Jones. I probably agree with that, to be honest with you. Probably agree. Got a lot of good running backs. We haven't even faced Saquon Barkley with the Giants yet. You know what I mean? Fio says, no, that we have a win, but got to give credit to Texans as well. Solid run blocking team. Pierce seems like he's going to be Pierce is going to be a monster, man. I talked to a Texans fan yesterday. I said, dude, Alec Pierce is going to be a beast. Like, just draft a quarterback. If the Texans have draft capital, they draft a quarterback next year. And God knows what else. John Mechie comes back. They can have a pretty dangerous team. Like, give it a couple years, though. But I think they can have a real dangerous team. They have to add some pieces defensively, but I don't want anything to do with OBJ. Eagles don't need him. For the Sirianni, it takes probably on a lot of sacks saying they weren't synced up. And this is gambling is for losers. We all have our opinions. Oates says late in the fourth, Hargrave stuffed the run very well. We'll use him. Yeah, three pressures, 3 sacks, 3 tackles for loss. He had a really good day. That was part of having a nice rush on the edge that really freed him up, which is good. So Robert Quinn is definitely helping that too. There's to say they won't stack the box, not use the right way. If you have had T. Edwards grade, our best defender from Thursday is accurate than you think. He had a good game to be in such a bad position. I don't know how he had a good game. Yeah, maybe he had a good game in a bad position, but from what though? Like, who had the most tackles in our defense the other night? Speedy Eagle 2.25. What's going on, man? So I'm sorry, but by the way we've been playing, I don't think we deserve 8-0 record. Hell, we almost lost to the Lions, Cardinals, and Texans. Then how do we not deserve it then? Like, I don't get it, because what, we're playing down to bad talent? You know what I mean? I don't get that. Torvo says our toughest games will probably be the divisional games. Azir says, starting to think Marcus Epps is just a guy. T. Barrett says, yep, Gann likes to sort that zone. I really hope we go far in the playoffs, but so that dude gets a head coaching job and we can get a real defensive coordinator. Because I'm telling you, we lose because of this defense in the playoffs. I'm going to tell everybody, like, I knew this was going to happen. I knew it. I'm going to take this clip right now and say, if we lose because of our defense in the playoffs, I am going to tell you I told you so. And I really hope it's not the case. So Mike says, bring back Darren Sproles for returns. Yeah, I would. Bergen 31 says, Shakes, we built different this year. It's going to be a special year, possibly 20-0. Yeah, we'll see, man. I'm not going to think too far ahead, but all I'm trying to do is take one game at a time, get into the playoffs, and we'll see what we have to deal with once we get into the playoffs. Because that record don't mean a damn thing once we get into the playoffs. It's a totally different season. It's a brand new season when you hit the playoffs. So, Mark said, AG is on pace for 1,400 yards and 12 touchdowns. That'd be fantastic. Mike says, Shakes, if nobody else told you already, let me say how much I appreciate all the work you put in. You and 500 do so much, and I know that's not always easy. Keep it up. I appreciate it, Mike. Yeah, dude, like, me and him been talking. Like, I was going to have him on the channel a few times, but because of rules, even if he's not hosting the stream, like, he couldn't really come onto the stream, my streams or the game streams or stuff like that. So it was tough, but it's, YouTube's not the easiest thing because you got to be consistent, and it's an all year thing with this team. It's not like when the season's over, we stop. Like, it's the draft, it's free agency. It's a lot, but we have fun with it. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of hard work, definitely. But we have fun doing it. So I appreciate it so much, Mike. I appreciate it a lot, man. Fred RDT is going to be good. Don't forget about Milton Williams. I hope he has a good year. Like, look, I think what he's got. What does he have? A sack this year? That's it. He's got some pressures here and there. He's flashed. He flashed a lot last year. Have I seen a big complete jump from him this year? No, but he's a 3rd round pick, so we'll see. I just said Josh Sweat will have 2 sacks next week. I think Josh Sweat's having look at this time what he's getting paid, 7 to 9 sack year, and he's getting pretty disruptive. I thought Brandon Graham had a really good game too. He was causing Davis Mills to kind of get inside the pocket, which ended up in a couple sacks as well. So I thought Brandon Graham had a good game too. Benjamin Golia, what's up? What's up, Joey? Will we see Nakobe Dean anytime soon? No. Unless somebody gets hurt, we're not. Next year, after this year, we're going to see. After this year, we're going to sign one or the other in Kaiser White or TJ Edwards. Okay? Going to sign one of those guys, maybe. Okay? You sign one of those guys, Nakobe Dean gets a shot next year. So, Twisted Joey, why don't we pick up our Sean to help our run D? T-Puff says people are being extra critical. It was Thursday night. No one has played good on Thursday. Well, it's not even that, but it was a short week, man. It was barely even 3 days of practice. Then you had to travel 3 to 4 hours on a flight. Like, come on now. And you're literally banged up from Sunday going into Thursday night. It's like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you're telling me any type of undefeated team we've seen over the years has never had an ugly game before, or hasn't played down to their opponent's skill. Like, you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Like, this always happens and then those undefeated teams get criticized for it, which I don't get. Why, if we were blowing out teams 30 plus points every single game, 40 plus points every single game, they would tell us that we haven't faced a real team yet, or we haven't faced adversity yet, and there'd be more excuses. It doesn't even matter. Whatever the Eagles do, win, lose, close game, whatever the case may be, it doesn't matter. Because telling you right now, if the Eagles lose a game, everyone's going to talk crap that this team is no good, and whatever the case would be. The Eagles are going to be in the playoffs. So I'm not even worried about it. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean that you excuse all the things that what happens with the Eagles. Yeah, we nitpick. I'm a content creator. Like, I nitpick at stuff because that's what I do. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, there's always, even though we're 8-0, it's not like, oh, we're fine, we're perfect, there's nothing to talk about. No, there's always stuff to talk about. Paul's special teams coach, Clay, is not ready to lead this. No, he's got to get fired. Michael Clay is part of that Chip Kelly tree. That man has just got to get fired. Simple as that. The blocking sucks. His decisions from last year really sucked when he kept Rager on special teams when he didn't deserve to even be a receiver or a returner at that point. And this year, he's not making any changes still. Or going to Nick and saying, "Hey, I don't want Covey as special team. I don't want him as a returner. Let's put up, Devin Allen for the week. Let's see what he does." Because I think I've seen enough of Britton Covey, man. And I don't like our kick return. We don't get any yards. We can't even pass 25 yards. We can't even pass the 25-yard line on a kick return. We can't even get over 15. We can't even get over 15 yards on a punt return. Barely that. B said, "I don't work overnights anymore, and I will never. Overnight sucks, dude. I worked overnights for 5 years, and that was horrible. Was there anyone concerned about ability to stop the run? Yeah, it's a concern. Yeah, but it's you could fix that. I'm not panicking because you could clean up those mistakes. Like, it's very easy. I got the Giants fans betting on Seahawks, and they're nowhere near stacked. Shoot Raiders fans talking gentlemen's bets, but the two biggest Eagles fans can't and aren't confident. Dude, like, because I don't bet, that's really fucking stupid, dude. Because I don't bet. I've never bet in my life. I don't bet on anything. I've seen people ruin their life because of betting. I've seen people ruin their marriages, their relationships because of betting. I've seen people homeless because of betting. Like, no one can question my fandom, bro. And look, I don't get mad or I don't get pissed off at anybody, but I'm telling you right now, I don't give a fuck who questions about my fandom. Okay. Anybody could shove it if they think I need to. Like, here's the thing. Like, because I don't have Eagle stuff behind me and I need to show off all this Eagle shit that I have, that I do have, I just don't have it up on my walls. I have an Eagle Super Bowl flag next to me right now, but I don't need to show it off and to show that I'm an Eagles fan, to show all that crap off. I don't wear jerseys every single time we stream. I don't do any of that stuff. Game day I do, obviously, but I don't need my fandom question. If it is, I just ignore it. That's the way that goes. Jeremy Havas says, we are going to be fine. Everyone is going to give up their best shot because we are undefeated. Flagels fly. That's all it meant. Yeah, every week, every team is going to give us their best shot. Every week, someone's going to give us their best shot. Rio says, Rams, Bucks, Packers are losing games they normally win. Diddy says they've had games where they did none of the things wrong. Jeremy says, Devin Allen should definitely be the kick returner. Big D says, yeah, I can't bet. I have sketchy address history. Fair enough, bro. But this is a gentleman's bet, no money, like the bets Philly does with Mark Holmes. I don't have to fucking bet with nobody. I don't have to prove to people that I'm an Eagles fan because I don't fucking bet. You understand? Like, I don't have to listen to fucking anybody. That's the greatest thing. I don't have that guy that I like how Philly and Mark Holmes would go back and forth. I don't do that with anybody. Like, that's what they do. I don't do that shit. That's just a whole different thing. I don't do any of that. Okay. I don't have to show my fandom because of making a bet with how do you know I'm not making bets with people that haven't? Maybe I have one bet that's happening with a Cowboys fan right now. And I might be. I just haven't announced it yet. So it is what it is. That's just ridiculous to say. Like, I never really say anything bad, but that's just like ridiculous, bro. Like, I might have a bet right now with Boys for Life. I'll say it right now. Me and Boys for Life have been talking about a bet for the Christmas Eve game. So yeah, it's a money bet. So, it might happen. It says, show your Eagles skivvies. I don't have a pair of those. I don't doubt there's people that have a pair of those. Big DC would beat Dallas ass. Yeah, we're good, man. We're good. I think we're good to go. So far, like the plan going into this weekend. So I'm doing this stream right now. So Sunday night, tomorrow night, we will have the Philly Shakedown on both channels. Philly 500 has finally been freed. As I just saw the news on Twitter, he is finally freed from YouTube jail, so he will be available for streams tomorrow. So you guys definitely go to his streams, whatever game he is streaming tomorrow. As of for tomorrow, we'll have the Philly Shakedown. Next Saturday, we'll have the Philly Shakedown. Next Monday, we'll have the Philly Shakedown. Oh, the Monday after this week, obviously, for the game. You know, that's the plan so far with the Philly Shakedowns. That's the plan. So, and we'll be streaming from both channels those 3 days. So yes, Philly 500 has just been tonight is finally freed up from his stuff. So, which is good. I'm happy that it's over with. Big D said the cracks will show when the cracks will show. Pause. Big Jess said AJ Brown has a stand on the star when we played Dallas in December. Nah, he ain't gonna do that. I don't think that's just something you just don't do. That was just such a TO thing that you just don't do that ever again. KOLC says, show him your Eagles tramp stamp, Joey. Nate says, I don't care what anyone says about me. I wouldn't get mad. He's lame. That's just so stupid, bro. Like all those assholes that are in the trash talking circle, like those guys do that all the time, and they do the most ridiculous things for bets. And some of them are entertaining, and some of them are just flat out like way too much. So kind of crazy. Derek said, don't lie. Javon Hargrave got a monkey butt. Easy One says, you should be saying that your Cowboys have a history. I don't think he's a Cowboys fan, man. I don't think he is a Cowboys fan. Shout out to no one gives a about your opinion. Whooped on us already. Skid says, just listening to Jalen speak, you could see how humble and mature he is. It's hard not to root. That's what me and my girl were talking about that the other day, and like we were watching the like I actually enjoy watching press conferences from our quarterback than what we dealt with Carson Wentz. Like Jalen doesn't get too high, doesn't get too low, just right there in the middle, and he always says the right things, you know. Always says the right things. Kenny Vargas, what's going on, dude? Easy One says, so why is he betting you? Joseph, what up? What's going on, Joseph Dace? What's going on, dude? Hope you're having a good day, man. Let's see here. Easy One says, is he Giants fan? I don't understand. No, I think he's a Seattle or Denver fan. I forgot what fan of it. He's not an NFC East fan at all. I don't think he's a fan of the NFC East whatsoever at all, from what I know or what I remember. Yeah, so he's a Seattle and Denver fan. All right, so I was right. Chandler Sanders says, let's go Astros. Yeah. Skid says, breaking news, Philly 500 just got caught wearing his Eagles skivvies. Rio says, what do you do on Halloween? Halloween, I sit in front of everybody, in front of the driveway, and hand out candy and stuff. That's what I do every Halloween. On the day of Halloween, that's what I do every year. That's why tomorrow I'm not going to be streaming any games. I have a video coming out tomorrow on Sunday. A video is out tomorrow. I'm going to be taking down Halloween stuff tomorrow because I haven't had a chance to. So time to take the Halloween stuff down, all of it. There's only a little bit left. We took down most of it. And then, getting ready for obviously Thanksgiving, Christmas, all that stuff. Trova says, hold on. Jay says, Joe, you see the Astros won this World Series. I watched some of it till I got home. I watched like the first, 3 innings probably before I got home. Trova said the games tomorrow kind of suck, to be honest. Yeah, because the Cowboys and Giants aren't playing. I'm actually going to be streaming the Cowboys Packers game next Sunday. So that I'll actually be doing. Cowboys Packers, I'll definitely be doing that game next week because I want to put out some content for next Sunday. I don't want to miss another day. So, I mean, I'm not really missing tomorrow at all. Like, I'm not going to be streaming tomorrow. That's what I'm kind of doing. We'll have a Philly Shakedown tomorrow night regardless. So should be a big day tomorrow. Hold on one second. Joe says it was good series. Astros pitching is unbelievable. Yeah, it's really good. Really good. Cameron Hope says, if we don't sign Sanders, do you see us drafting a running back with our second first-round pick? No, I don't see us drafting a running back with a first-round pick whatsoever. You could draft with the offensive line that you have for with the offensive line you have for a decade and a half, like your offensive line is built to not pay a running back $40 million. I mean, you're just not going to do it. I don't know if Miles Sanders is going to come back. It's hard for me to say don't go after the money, but he's going to go after the money regardless. You know what I mean? It's going to be tough. Joseph, do you know this football smack talk is why we do this? You want someone to play nice, go watch Pokemon, bro. Wow. That's interesting. I guess everybody's on YouTube. Everybody's because every content creator on YouTube that covers football has to smack talk. That's what it's all about, right? That's the most important thing. Because I got to where I am today on YouTube because of smack talk. Yeah, sure. Sure I did. Just remember that Jalen has been 8-0 and lost the national championship at all, and see where Jalen Hurts does. Like, having a lot to see what Hurts can do, being a great leader. Yeah, he said that during his press conference, the post game press conference, and yeah, it shows a lot, man. Shows a lot. Work ethic. Look, you got with Bijan Robinson, you have a mixture of Derrick Henry and Christian McCaffrey in one. Yeah, he is amazing. Joe said your content is fire. If they don't like it, no, I don't give a shit, dude. I can care less if no one it doesn't matter. There's people that actually are telling people how to be a fan. Okay, that's the shit I don't deal with, bro. People telling me how to be a fan. I could be whatever fan I want to be. I could say whatever I want. This is why this channel is what it is, because I say whatever I want when I want to say it, and if people don't like it, they can kick rocks. He goes to Washington is under federal investigation. Now, have they been for a long time? I mean, have they been for like a long, long time? HS Lay says they know the storm is coming. That's why they hate and downplay Hurts' season. I totally agree. He goes, why are you so sensitive? You act like you never played football on the line, Tubbs. Quit chilling with so many civilians that never played, bro. They're ruining you, Tubbs. Okay. I don't even know what to say to that, dude. I don't even know what to say to that. Chandler says, Joe, listen to this. What was the Eagles Texans game on Thursday? Nothing but Eagles fans. Great atmosphere. Oh, I totally get. I totally get it, man. It looked like they traveled really well. I didn't think they were going to travel that well over. I mean, obviously, it's always even if we always play in Dallas, it's always there's always a lot of Eagles fans there, but they really took over. Said Joey, I've been here for years, teasing, supporting you since you left the TTC, bro. Come on, keep it 100. That's why I'm not in that group anymore, bro. This is why I stand out from all those fucking dudes there in the TTC, because I don't do any of that horrible shit that they do. That's the reason why. Because I have separated myself, and that's not the person I am. So just because you're real, that's why I watch every one of your videos. Hey, look, I just try to get to the point, man. That's all I'm doing. So you're not even a thing to me. Two teams buy. I'm an Eagles fan, not another team. Like, you want question his loyalty by goofy bandwagon, dude. Nair says, can you see Minshew winning a Super Bowl like Nick Foles? No, Never. No. Until he gets like a full year to like know what Minshew can do, I wouldn't say that he would. No. Very solid as a backup to take over for a few games. Totally agree. TTC is trash talking circle. It's a bunch of dudes that attack you personally, and it goes from football. They say it's only sports, but it goes from football to attacking your families and threatening you and all that stuff. That's what that lame group is now. It's just a lame ass group now. Rock said, "You gotta be yourself up here. Can't be no follower. You see me, I do my thing." That's all it is, man. That's all it is. I fuck with you, channel. Keep grinding, Joey. I appreciate HS, Slay. I appreciate it so much, man. Lisa Joey Shakes, thanks for a great World Series. Finally got it done here in Houston, Texas. Hey, dude, congrats, man. Look, I don't watch the Phillies all year long. Like I try to, but I just can't. You know what I mean? I can't watch all those games. I'm way too busy. If I covered another team right now, I'd have no life, literally. Like it's already enough I'm busy as it is. Philly Girl says Eagles the real America's team. Yeah. The Constitution, bro. The Constitution. Nathan said Higashi's man, his team was weak and they have 0. No, I don't think he really cares about that, to be honest. KO says, wait a minute, who in here who in here has 2 teams? Oh man, the attack is coming. Joe said, I don't watch baseball until a month before the playoffs. I don't have time to watch it. You know what I mean? Fred says 2 teams. Yeah, somebody cup. I don't know. I have friends that are fans of 2 teams. I know somebody that was a Saints and a Patriots fan. Like there's some fans out there that are 2 teamers. Like I don't believe in 2 teamers at all. I just can't root for another team unless it's the Super Bowl. You're just rooting for another team. You're watching it. You're rooting for another team. That I can understand. Like you want to root against somebody, that's perfectly fine. So, cares the Eagles gifting that number 1 seed. I know that. Joe said baseball season is too long. That's probably the part of the reason too I don't do because it's way too long. Who said love baseball to go about 20 games a year. Joe Stacy says I have 1 team, Eagles only. Are you all worried about Thursday's overall performance or was it just a trap game? I'm only worried about the run defense, but I know it could get cleaned up and fixed. Like, I don't think it's a big deal. Everyone's making it out to be. Like, they could fix this easily. It's not that without Jordan Davis, we're screwed. No, it's not that at all. They have players to compensate for Jordan Davis not being in the game, but they didn't do it, and hopefully they do fix it. As Tori says, if you could do YouTube full time, would you cover the Sixers? Maybe. I'm already doing YouTube full time. I'm doing YouTube I do YouTube all year. Like I don't have a day off until I don't really have a day off until like the day after Christmas or like probably by Christmas, since we have a game on Christmas Eve. I'm probably gonna take Christmas. I'm probably gonna take Christmas and the day after Christmas off. I'm probably gonna take 2 days off for the holidays. And then I don't have a day off until like the first, June? Like the first, one of the weeks of June. That's like the only, because between June to July, YouTube's really dead at that time. Like the channel is really dead because there's nothing going on until OTAs, really, till July, end of July, something like that. Julian says, I think 2 teamers are people who weren't life football fans became one and adopted 2 teams. Beast Guard 24 says, I'm a diehard Eagles fan, but why can't I buy in on Hurts? I feel like he doesn't pass enough and running QBs haven't done much in this league. That's an opinion, bro. I totally get it. I mean, some people don't like Hurts. I mean, that's just the way it is. The NFL is changing. Like, I don't like because he runs a lot or because here's the one thing, why does everyone need what's with the passing touchdowns? Like for MVP, it definitely affects him, but why is it when the Eagles are in the red zone and the Eagles don't pass enough? Like if we're running in the red zone, why is that a problem? if it's working, why is it an issue? You know what I mean? Like, look what Carson Wentz did against Tennessee. He was on the 2-yard line. They passed 3 times and he got picked off and they lost the game, or they could have won the game right there. You know what I mean? Like, you don't pass in the red zone. He doesn't throw enough. I think he throws a lot. I mean, what was he, 21 for 28 in this game? I mean, he threw a lot in that game. He threw way too much, in my opinion, in that game, just a little bit, just at the dead point. Sports says crazy. We missed Jordan Davis that much already. Kenzo says, who has 2 teams? Anyone here? We're just talking about 2-teamers. No, there's a person here that's 2-teamer. Because I'm a 1-team guy. Ellie Fresh says, Joey, your wood walls old school, takes me back to my mom's house growing up. Yeah, I have it on the other side of the house too. It's like all around the house, and it's like that clean wood inside where like you could put stuff in it and it won't get moldy or anything like that. So yeah, it's old school stuff, man. Jay said top 3 Eagles teams your time watching. Billy says only have 1 team, and it's the Cowboys. And that's a good thing, man. I'm not saying I don't disrespect people that have 2 teams, but for me, it's like how can I root for 2 teams? Or I just couldn't do it. Joseph says we need a clean of tackling. Phil Gross says the last time the Astros won World Series, the Eagles, the Super Bowl. Go Birds. As just says, our guards are playing better than our tackles. Hurts escapability. Well, yeah, he definitely bails them out. I mean, that's what his legs are for, man. Like if no one's open or the pass protection breaks down, like he would have been sacked. He almost got sacked in that one when he evaded those 2 guys for sacks and got that first down in his own. Like, yeah, he's definitely bailed them out a bunch of times. I totally agree. Karen said, I don't care as long as we win. Tori says, as much as we hate Dallas, we got to remember 50% of the Cowboys fans hates Dak. It's all part of the game. It is. A lot of Cowboys fans don't like Dak Prescott, but they say Dak Prescott could beat us. You know what I mean? So I totally get it. Joe says, Pierce was running hard. He's a beast and didn't even score on us. We can't clean up the run. We have to. I mean, we made no adjustments at all. Made no adjustments. John McNay, what's going on, man? What's going on, dude? Well, we're almost hitting the 2-hour mark right now. This stream. I appreciate everybody being here. 196 in the chat. Appreciate being here, guys. Haven't subscribed? Subscribe to the channel. We cover the Eagles all year, every single day. Video streams on the weekends. We're gonna have a stream tomorrow night on both channels. The Philly Shakedown is finally back tomorrow night. Philly 500 is free, so which is a good thing. So definitely subscribe if you guys haven't liked the stream. If you guys haven't, check the pinned comment for memberships. And check out the new Discord, guys. We cover the Philadelphia Eagles. We talk the Eagles. It could be all of the NFC East. Anybody's in there. Make sure when you join the Discord, you go to the Pick Your Team server. You pick your team. This way you are categorized on the list of what team. So people know, when you start talking, what team you're a fan of in there. So definitely check that out. Definitely check that out if you guys haven't. So make sure you guys click on that link for the Discord if you guys haven't. So I appreciate it so much. We almost have 200 members in there. So Easy One says, what do you mean by not loyal? Don't ever root for 2 teams. Stay with your team, or good or bad. I have why. Joey has good or bad. Nobody hates Dak, only Eagles fans. That's not even true. There's content creators that don't like Dak Prescott. I know that for 100% fact. So just for you saying that is just like you just say anything just to get attention. It is what it is. It is what it is. Joe says Hurts has been throwing more than he is running. That's what I feel like, man. I mean, you compare that to last year, what he did. It's a huge year. Let's see. Rigo Dak is the most underrated player in the league. Joe says, don't let these civilians that never play football change you, bro. You're not a civilian. You were in the trenches. Remember that, Tubbs. Yeah, but, dude, I'm not going to disrespect somebody that casually watches football, dude. Like, I'm not going to be a scumbag towards people. Like, that's a scumbag thing to say right there. So, That's all I got to say. Daniel says, Joey, love the way you get right to the point in your videos, bro. You're the man. I appreciate it so much, Daniel. That's what it's all about, man. Not sugarcoating anything. T-Bo says, I'm on the Eagles fan for Texas. These Cowboy fans are banned from football. Over half fan base wanted to rush to start help. I'm behind enemy lines. What is it, Joey Shakes? How did y'all be 4-14 at the half of the last place Texans? I'm baffled about that. Why is it that a team that is undefeated doesn't have an ugly game? Like I don't get it, dude. Like I just don't friggin' get it. I don't get it. Like it was a short week for the Philadelphia Eagles. They barely had 3 days of practice. They were banged up on Sunday, and they had a 4-hour flight to Houston on Wednesday. Like I don't get how that baffles anybody's minds on a short week. I don't get it. Is the Texas game, all three coaches head to OC and DC was average at best. There's still 7 games, and there's still 7 games left till the Cowboys and Eagles face off. So why is this like such a big deal right now? I mean, there's that much jealousy that the Eagles are 8-0, and it kills the Dallas Cowboy fans that much that they're 8-0 right now, and they're 2 games behind. They got to play the Packers. Not knowing, I'm not saying the Packers are good. Even Aaron Rodgers ain't good, because I know for a fact when the Cowboys beat the Packers, they're going to say they beat a real quarterback, because Aaron Rodgers isn't the same Aaron Rodgers from years and years ago. And that's just the truth to it all. The real test is going to be against the Vikings, and we'll see what happens in that game. That's what they should be worrying about first before even worrying 7 weeks down the road, which I still don't get. Half of the Dallas fan base doesn't like Dak. Hurts has 0 wins in the playoffs. Don't trash Dak when he hasn't won. Yeah, he got to the playoffs last year. The Eagles got help in the playoffs last year. I mean, they got a little bit of help. No. Really, Jalen Hurts last year only played a year and a half of football at the end of last year. If you take the end of last year, he only played. If you go into this season, 2022, you take 2020 and 2021, Hurts has only played a year and a half of football. That's it. Like, I expected a lot of mistakes last year. They made a lot of mistakes last year. So I totally agree. He hasn't won a playoff game, but he hasn't been in the league that long either. This is literally almost his second full year, almost. If you take last year in 2020, which is like a year and a half, and you put in, I mean, that was really a year and a half of football last year. He didn't even complete a year and a half of football yet last year. You know what I mean? So Reach said, I hated that OC Shane second couldn't get the play quickly enough to allow Texas to challenge third down Miles Sanders' run. Isn't it great that it runs toward to all these weeks and teams with losses to us in full circle is getting crack at New Orleans at the end? Poetic justice, is it not? Yeah, maybe a little bit. We're gonna see what that looks like by the end of the season. Karen says Dak has 1 playoff win in 7 years. That's why they pay him all that money for. Rico March said Jalen was injured in Tampa game. Yeah, he was, but that's still no excuse, man. They got destroyed in 10 minutes. I mean, they got destroyed. I mean, that it wasn't just the players. The whole game plan was horrible. Every player played horrible. There was nothing good to take out of that wild card playoff game last year. They were not ready to be in the playoffs last year. They got into the playoffs last year, but they weren't ready. And that's just the truth. So Joe said they did walk through for practice. Mike said Texas boy, just salty Dak is garbage. Hasn't won that deep in the playoffs. Trevor said Dak couldn't manage 14 seconds and didn't have the guts to audible out of the QB draw. Joe's the Cowboys ain't beating the Packers or the Vikings. AJ Brown or Tyreek Hill? AJ Brown, man. Of course. HS says Hurts went to war with nothing last year in the playoffs. He played hurt. I don't know why people act like people don't fall to Tom Brady. The whole team wasn't ready last year. Simple as that. Willie Vasher says, "Have you forgotten we beat the Vikings last year with a backup quarterback?" Oh, that's last year, dude. Like that's what I'm saying. Everyone, you guys are bringing up last year. I'm not bringing up last year. I'm bringing up this year. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about this year. The Eagles in 2021 are a totally different team than the Eagles this year, 100%. The Cowboys are a totally different team this year than they were last year, 100%. Totally agree. But last year, bro. The rosters are way different this year. B says if Jalen's on the hot seat, if he's one and done in the playoffs, that one I don't really know. It really depends on how they lose. That's probably gonna be. I don't know. I think they have to win a playoff game. I really do. Like I think if he wins a playoff game, I think he has a contract. It's hard for me. He's had such a good season. It's hard for him not to get a contract right now. But yeah, it would definitely help my decision if he wins a playoff game 100%. I would really like him to win a playoff game, the rest of this team. So Jesse Bo says Hurts doesn't get enough credit for his morality and leadership. I swear we could give him bad news, and at the end it'd be cool with it. Funny, right? John says Vikings have a new coaching staff all around as well. It's a totally different team, dude. Every team, the Cowboys are different, the Vikings are different, the Eagles are different. It's different. So last year. Joe said Hurts is reading defense a lot better. Dak only one playoff game. Yo, Alex, what's up, dude? He says us getting a first round bye would be huge for our team and for Jalen. 100%, dude. Get guys healthy, depending on what injuries we'll have by that time. So we will see. Takes last year's the same Vikings team. Cousins hasn't changed, chokes in primetime games. Dude, they only have one loss this year. So what does that mean? They have one loss this year and a brand new coaching staff. So nothing's the same. You understand? Like, it's a totally different team this year. So I don't get how they're not good. You're trying to change the narrative of that they're a bad team, and you're gonna take that narrative of that he's bad in primetime games. He played one primetime game. I don't know how many more primetime games they played, but they lost against us. He got shut down by the Eagles this year. Okay, so there was guys that were open on certain plays because the Eagles brought pressure on those certain plays that they had, and they got to him at really important times during that game. So the Vikings are a totally different team this year. I'm not saying they're winning the Super Bowl or anything. I think they have a very good team. I think their receiver core is great. Their offensive line's great. Their running backs are great with Dalvin Cook and Alexander Madison. I mean, their defense is really good, and I think they're fine, to be honest. I don't think they're winning a Super Bowl this year, but I think they're a better team than they were last year. New coaching staff made a huge difference. It just says Dak is the biggest ripoff come through Dallas, 40-something million. He gets dumped off first round. Sheesh. Craig said, love the Eagles going 8-0, but I think okay. Joe said, I went that wild card playoff game. The whole team wasn't ready. Dude, I feel bad you went to that wild card game. Joe says, no one else is ever going all in and you're 8-0. I don't get what that means. So it's the Vikings Commanders game is probably going to be close tomorrow. The Vikings aren't as good as their record. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what the Vikings look like tomorrow. 49ers scare me. The 49ers are either on or they're off, but they're definitely a team to watch out for, though. Heavy Ricochet Smitty not going to eat if we keep running RPO. So we collectively, as a unit, rooting for Commanders against Vikings. I'm telling you, the Commanders could end up in the playoffs, man. The Commanders could end up in the playoffs. If they could lose tomorrow and then lose against us Monday night, it could take them out of it. It could definitely take them out of it. David says Hurts won't choke like Dak slitting in a loss. Ouch. Fred says if Dak is top 10, that shows us how they hype him up because he's been trash. Vikes are 6-1. That's what I'm telling everybody. And the Vikings haven't won any crazy games either. Like let's look at the Vikings schedule. Everybody's crying about it and talking about last year, the Vikings last year and what they look like this year. Got their schedule. They won 23-7 against the Packs. We beat them 24-7 Monday night. They beat the Lions by 4 points, 28-24. They beat the Saints 28-25. They beat the Bears 29-22. They beat the Dolphins 24-16. And I think that was after Tua was out. They beat the Cardinals 34-26. And now they have the Commanders. So the Vikings are 6-1. And from what I've seen, they haven't really faced a fantastic team either this year. I'd say the Cardinals are probably the hardest team they faced. Now they face the Commanders at 1:00, but the Vikings got to face the Bills the Sunday after, and then they got the Cowboys at 4:25, which is interesting. So that might be another game. That might be a game I might actually stream. I'll probably stream that game as well against the Cowboys. Vikings might stream that game too, which would be pretty good. So why not? T-Buff said Cousins beat the Cowboys in primetime back in 19. I just said, my guy, Joey, I hope all is well with you, buddy. I was at that Houston game. We took over that stadium. Dude, I hope you got footage on that, man. I hope you got a lot of footage on that because I kind of want to see like that whole thing. We handled Dallas defense when we played them. I don't think the Dallas defense is good. I don't care if they put 50 points up on the Chicago Bears. They should put points up. The Eagles run their offense differently than the Cowboys, than a lot of teams do. Because once they get into the second half of games, all they want is time of possession. They'll just run the ball and run the ball and run the ball. That's all they're doing. That's all they're going to do in the second half of games. There it says, no one asked Joey who thinks they're going to draft next year. I don't know what we're doing. Depending on what we do in free agency, then I'll probably know what they're doing in the draft. I don't know what they're doing in the draft until that time happens. Because the Eagles are doing good. We have that much points to a trashy offense. We are great, but need to be consistent. Sports News says, Cody Cowboys to think we are the 2020 Pittsburgh. Jay said, I feel like we are more time. We'll get more time off. We get rusty. It's like first drive, bam, we suck it. I mean, it's just an extra couple days off. It's not a whole entire week where they don't practice or anything. It's a totally different story when you're on a mini bye week than an actual bye week. Like an actual bye week, they're off the whole entire week. A mini bye week, they're off like an extra 2 days. Like that's really it. So it's not a bad thing at all. There's his way. If the draft next year, we draft another 6'5", 330-pound player. The Cowboys fans are funny. It's not the 90s, really. It's not. They said Texas boy acts like Dak and Hurts have been in the league for the same amount of time, 1-3 in the playoffs after 6.5 seasons. So that's what I'm saying, dude. Like the time difference is totally different. I'm not even trying to clown on the Cowboys fans. Like it's just true. Like he's talking about, they're talking about last year, and like he didn't even play football for a year and a half at that time. Like he played 4 to 5 games in 2020. You know what I mean? Like I don't get it. Beast Guard says, what do you think of the Eagles will do with their draft picks? Will Howie use both first rounders? That one is going to be interesting. I feel like they'll trade another one back. So if you guys remember, they do have another second round pick for 24. They have 2 second rounders for 24. They could definitely trade back one of those first rounders for another first rounder in 24. And if that's the case, they'll have 2 firsts and 2 seconds in 24, which would be pretty good for them. They need the draft capital because once they start paying players, once they start paying guys, they're going to have to rely on the draft for a lot. When they lock up a lot of players, they're going to have to rely on, especially after paying your quarterback, they're going to rely on a lot. So we'll see. Torvo says it would be funny the whole NFC made the playoffs, and if Rodgers and Brady are out, Chris, the Eagles are doing good, but gave up too much points to a trashy offense. We need to be more consistent. Like I said, it was a short week. This team is allowed to have an ugly game. Like, why does this team need to be blowout perfect every freaking game? I don't get what the mindset is with this team. Like, it's already enough that there's so many Eagles fans out there. I'm not saying you guys, but there's a lot of Eagles fans out there that are so ungrateful that they're undefeated right now. And I know undefeated is just a number, but yes, there are some things to be concerned about. But when it comes to it, it was a short week. Not even 3 days of practice. No physical practice in 3 days after that Pittsburgh game. They didn't practice 100% with full pads on in 3 days. They had walkthroughs for not even 3 days. 4-hour flight to Houston. Had to travel. And they played a sloppy game. Totally agree. It was bad. But do I think the Eagles will get back on track? 100% they will. 100%. I do care about Cowboys trying to win a Super Bowl, but if we don't make it, I just want someone from the NFC East to win it all. Well, I'm actually surprised you're saying that. I wouldn't think that a Cowboys fan within the NFC East would say that they want an NFC East team to win it all. So, I mean, that's different. But hey, that's a good thing, though. It's not a bad thing. I mean, there could be an NFC East team could be in the Super Bowl this year. 100%. I totally agree with that. So, it just depends on the seeding for the playoffs and what teams face what teams, and who knows? Who knows? Eagles says, Joey, why does everyone focus on last year? Because that's what people do. That's the only excuse or the only narrative they could think of, because they don't either people don't there are people that don't watch the Eagles, or people don't see what the Eagles have done every single week. They don't see that when you can find ways to win, that's when you know you're a good football team, whether it's a close score to a bad team or not, or if you play down to the competition. It does not matter. Okay, the Eagles have been tied at halftime. The Eagles have been down 2 touchdowns. Jalen Hurts has won games with his arm. The only thing that the Eagles have not done when it comes to getting over that hump is losing a game and, coming off of a loss. What are they going to look like? What is the mentality of them coming off of a loss? They've been down, they've been up, they've been tied at halftime, and they've won in every single way possible. They have made adjustments at times during games when they were down. Hurts has won games with his arm. So that's just the way it is. And not only the Cowboys fans are just laughing at it, but they're behind. I mean, they're pretty much at this point they're tied with the Giants right now. At this point, like the Eagles should be the last thing they should worry about. They got the Giants. The Giants are going to win games. The Giants have an easy schedule as well. So they have to worry about the Giants too. Simple as that. That defense from the Giants, like, it's a good defense. Their offense, I don't think they do enough. I think they do just enough. No weapons on that offense, barely. Besides Saquon Barkley's playing out of his mind. But other than that, like that, Wink Martindale taking over that Giants defense, holy crap. What a coach does to change a team around. Holy crap. That Giants defense is really good. Keeps them in games. That's a defense that's consistent every single game. It's the truth. All the focus is on the Eagles, but the Giants are pretty damn good too defensively. Very good. Phillies have a feeling Joe Agashi is a little mental patient. No, he's a cool guy. He's always on the channel. I got no problem with Joe, but I'm not having somebody question my fandom. Fuck that, dude. Vikings got a better record than that Dallas. It just says if we get that first round bye and home field advantage, we go into the Super Bowl saying now. That'd be great, but we'll see. Orlo, what's going on, dude? What is going on? What is going on? Joe says we win. That's all that matters. That's what I'm saying, dude. Like this happens to every. If the Cowboys were undefeated and they had a game like this where they still won and they almost lost against, I'm not even saying almost lost because the Eagles didn't almost lose. Like they got their shit together in the second half. So, you know, the Eagles fumbled. Literally, they threw 2 plays down the field in the first half. They, you know, and they threw a blitz at us that Jalen Hurts didn't see, and he lost the football. They should have been up another touchdown and another field goal by the half. Should have been 24-14 at the end of the half with that stupid fumble that you know, Jalen Hurts got stripped on that one play when he didn't even see it coming. You know, like this crap just happens. But the thing is, how do they rise up? Did they lose? Did they fall down the ground and say they gave up? No, they fought back into that game and they won. Like they're finding ways to win. That's what makes them a good football team. Not you guys look at a score and you look at the team's record. You're like, oh, they were close with that team and they're a bad team. So the Eagles are just a really bad team. It's the most dumbest shit I've ever heard. Like it's so dumb. If the Cowboy fans won that way, they would say a win is a win. It's just narrative, bro. It's all it is. It's narrative. Like they're just talking shit. That's all it is. Simple as that. Karen said the LSU and Bama game was fire. Joseph, Eagles fans were weasel and cry their way out of everything. B says, I was at the Arizona game, but boost for the home team was louder than the chants. The Eagles fans were going crazy in the halls. That's crazy, man. Who's the Joey Shakes 72? All I want for Christmas is an NFC team to win it all, so everyone could stop with the NFC least. Well, that dude, like, I'm actually really happy. I mean, we should all be happy that the NFC East is like a powerhouse again. And that's a great thing, man. I mean, out of the NFC right now, like, this is the strongest. This is the strongest division. This division is the strongest in this conference. Is what it is. Text says, y'all got lucky. Rush gave y'all easy touchdowns. Dak wouldn't do that. And y'all, God. Are you 15, bro? Are you 10 years old? Jesus. Fred Floresby, Broncos Seahawks fan that don't mind. Oh, gosh. He just says Dak ain't stopping Eagles from scoring. Just should the Eagles be worried about Daniel Jones this year? If they don't get pressure on him, yeah. They don't get turnovers on him. Yeah. I mean, look, I think they could I definitely think they could beat the Giants, but they got to get pressure on Daniel Jones. Like they got to get pressure on quarterbacks every week. That's one of the only other things that they should get more pressure on quarterbacks. I think they could get more pressure on them. They just choose not to. Never says Cowboys were hyping up Cooper Rush, who was 4-0 as a starter. That's what I'm saying, bro. And now they're not. So it is what it is. John said we won by 12 points. Chill out. We shut them down the second half. I don't understand how when the Lions trade picks, they don't treat them like it's money because it's always like why don't they use them properly like your Detroit Lions? Oh, yeah, I don't. You're literally putting yourself in a bad position. Like they get rid of TJ Hawkinson and like you're trying to rebuild that team. Like I don't get why you're getting rid of a good player for a draft pick. I don't know. Makes no sense to me at all. Makes no sense to me on why they do that. So Troville says, I don't get fans who are upset with the Eagles struggled after 3 days and flying over halfway across the country. I totally agree with that. This is what I don't get, dude. Like, I'm going to say it again. It was a short week. They didn't have a physical practice for 3 days. They didn't hit each other. They weren't full pads for practice. Like, what do you think they're going to look like? That's why I was worried about this being a trap game because they weren't going to be hitting during practice for 3 days. And then on top of everything else, you're flying. I mean, they weren't even home. They had to fly to Houston 3-4 hour flight. So this is what happens, man. It's horrible. Like these issues are gonna develop. So Moore says short week is hard for any. Oh, I 100% agree. 100% agree. Nate says, up, Joey. Tough Phil's lost time. Good season, though. Very grateful we got the Eagles team. I'd be feeling much, much worse. Yeah, I get it, man. I get it. Joe says Georgia defense is better this year. We need to get more licks from Georgia. That corner Ringo, man, that guy is holy shit. They just had a game and he was playing really good, man. That might be the best corner in the top corner of the draft. He says, we 8-0, haven't been seen lifetime, nor thought we could win the Super Bowl. Guys, 8-0. The Eagles have not been 8-0 in their history. Wayne HP says, the last time Astros won World Series, Eagles won the Super Bowl. Yeah, somebody said that earlier in the stream. That was funny. Phil Gross, I was at the Cowboys game. It was fire. There's a plus. It was Jacob's first time playing at his hometown. Probably had the jitters. Yeah, probably. T Puff says the Eagles Cowboy rivalry go out of hand after we won the Super Bowl. Mr. Now says, how is Philly 500 doing? Is he okay? No, he is. He just put a post up tonight that he is free. He is able to stream, so he will be streaming games tomorrow. So what I'm going to be doing is I have a video coming out tomorrow. I'm not streaming any games. Come next Sunday, not tomorrow, next Sunday, I'll be streaming the Cowboys Packers game at 4:30. That's a game I'll be streaming next Sunday. And then obviously the Eagles, I'll be streaming that game for the Eagles Commanders Monday night. We will have the Philly Shakedown tomorrow night as well. So should be a lot of fun. I'm excited. I said next year we draft the best tight end. David said Eagles just win. That's it. Nate says, only concern with the Birds right now is their tackling. Honestly, thought it would be better by now. It's not, but we still have lots of time. They are just flat out very good team and find a way to win. Yeah, they find ways to win. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's when you find out what your team is all about. Your team blowing teams out every single week, it's great to see and it feels good, but don't you want to see your team how they deal with adversity? They have dealt with pretty much every type of adversity you could think of when it comes to what happens in football games. The only thing they haven't dealt with yet is how they look like after a loss mentally. I think that's the only thing we haven't really seen. Karen said 3 of Dak's wins against the Eagles come against backups. We would have swept Dallas with the backup at 17, but they ain't counting those, though. As long as we're winning, which doesn't matter, win by 2 point or 50. Texas says now 8-0, you should be struggling against the worst team in the NFL on a short week, bro. I think you're deaf or you're just plain out fucking retarded, one or the other. So one or the other. Short week for the Eagles. Chubb says tackling special teams have been so good. Still think Gannon should bring pressure more often. Joe's NFC East is the strongest division. Okay, these fans cannot say whatever crap you want. This team is perfect so far. Jalen Hurts respects his opponents and takes care of business every week. Like, that's what I'm saying, dude. That's what he does. Just that we were playing the Washington Communist Monday Night Football with a long week at home. 9-0, here we come. Because the Cowboys fans love living in the past. Kenny says, like, it doesn't matter what a win is sloppy. It was a short damn week size. I just hate that it was time. Okay, we're not from last year. No, because they just want to rub it in our face because it was it was the worst team. Whether it was the worst team or whatever fucking team it was with whatever record it was, it doesn't matter what it is. So because you're undefeated, you're not supposed to win close games. Not supposed to happen. But the Eagles didn't practice. The Eagles didn't have a physical practice for 3 days after a game and a 3 to 4 hour flight going to Houston. So that's what they don't think about. They just say, oh, 1-5-1 team facing a 7-0 team. And they just, literally almost got beat. We didn't get beat, bro. We were tied in the first half. The Eagles made adjustments and literally kicked ass in the second half. So that's all that matters. Eagles found a way to win. That's how it goes. That's how it goes. We need to re-sign CJ. Totally agree. Let's see here. Dwight says, next time the Eagles play the Dallas Cowboys in Week 16, the Dallas Cowboys are going to destroy them. Yeah, last year was really funny. Really funny. Backups on the field, scored over 50 points, and they couldn't stop talking about it. And they still talk about it now, which is even more funny. I agree with you, Joey. Joe says he is good. That corner from Georgia. B says, who is the biggest threat to the Eagles in the Super Bowl? Probably the Bills, man. The Bills have lost to bad talent, too. The Bills have lost to bad talent or have had close games with bad talent, but no one talks crap about them. Simple as that. Dwight says Eagles play nothing but weak teams. They play a good team, and who the Eagles do better, they're going to get embarrassed. Well, who have the Cowboys played that were good? What Cowboy fans have played that were good either? Like, that's what I'm saying, dude. Like, I don't like, dude. Like, have they played a top? I'm gonna tell you the truth. Like, have they played a top talented team besides the Vikings? No, they haven't played any top talented teams besides the Vikings. But what I can't root for my team or be happy that they're 8-0 and shove it in everybody's face that we're 8-0, because I know if Cowboys were 8-0 right now, they'd be shoving it in our face. So I'm just giving the medicine back that I know would be given to me if it was on the other side. So that's the whole thing to it. Either you're talking to the wrong Eagles fan, because I'm very truthful with it. Like, other than like the Vikings with a pretty good roster right now, they haven't faced any fantastic, great teams. No, but they're finding ways to win every single week. That's just what it is. But it doesn't mean that they can't go against a big team. The Cowboys haven't played anybody good either. That's what I'm saying. Like, how could Cowboys fans talk about the Eagles and they haven't faced a great team, but they haven't faced anybody good either? Like, I'll go to the Cowboys schedule right now and laugh at this and say, holy shit. All right, let's see here. Since we want to get into this now. Lost against the Bucs. 1-3, won 3 points against the Bengals. And you know why? They won that game and made a big deal out of it, because the Bengals were in the Super Bowl. And look at the Bengals this year. Cowboys win against the Giants. Cowboys won against the Commanders. They won against the Rams because they were in the Super Bowl. Rams are bad. Bengals are bad. Cowboys lose against the Eagles with a backup quarterback. Now they're on the Dak train, switching sides. Cowboys didn't score until the third quarter against the Lions. They put up 49 points against the Bears, but almost 30 points towards that defense that they thought it was really good this year. Now they got the Packers next week. Yeah, that wasn't a very good schedule either, so I don't get what that's about, but it is what it is. Yo, Philly Insider Podcast, what's going on, dude? He says, so much pain right now, don't want to distract from the positivity. No, there's no positivity in this stream right now. Not to be honest, there's really not too much positivity. So hype for the rest of the year. Yeah, dude. It sucks with the Phillies, man. It is what it is, man. It just happens. You know? The Dallas Cowboys scored the highest points in the NFL, 49 points. That doesn't mean anything, though. Like, top in points doesn't mean anything. And if you have no defense, you're not going to get far in the playoffs either. Like, both of these teams could be sitting on the couch, bro. Simple as that. Simple as that. It's always another excuse, bro. It's the schedule. They just said the Eagles didn't beat anybody. I read the Cowboys schedule, didn't beat anybody special, but now it's because they lead the league in points. Oh, my God. Like, that is just the biggest joke, bro. It's always something else, bro. It's always, I got to figure out another stat to top that. Oh, yeah, they lead the whole league in points. Oh, congratulations. Because when are the Cowboys ever going to score 49 points? Like, when are they ever going to score 49 points in a game? Never. They're never going to score 49 points in the game. So if you want to, let's see here. They gave up the most points defensively against the Bears. Against the Bears. You want to talk about stats defensively? They've given up the most points against one of the worst teams in the league. The Eagles, besides the Jaguars game and the first game of the season everyone's so fascinated over, okay, the Eagles have held teams to 17 points or less, other than the Jags and the first game of the season. They have held them to 17 points or lower than that. That's what they don't. That's the shit that they don't read. That's the shit that they don't read. That's how embarrassing it is. But they just want to talk about the Eagles all the time. But then when we bring them those stats back, like this Cowboy schedule is a joke. It's an easy schedule. Our schedule is an easy schedule. The Giants schedule is an easy schedule. It's not a hard schedule. Like, that's what I'm saying, bro. Torville says maybe the 49ers could attend the 49 points parade just to cash in on the 49 theme. Tyler said the Eagles beat 3 500-plus teams that were beating who he thought beat, period. I don't understand the disrespect. No, Justin Fields is a good quarterback, dude. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying he's a bad quarterback. I'm saying that team as a whole is really bad. They don't have the roster to contend. Like that's what I'm saying, dude. Don't give the Cowboy fans any ammo. Don't make them look good by saying that. Bears are shit, dude. Bears, come on now. It's always a competition of who gets more points and who scores less and who scores more against. Oh, we scored this much against them and we score. It's the dumbest shit I've ever seen. The most pity bullshit that I've ever seen between one fan base to another. It's so childish. Like, I'm in front of my faces. Like, that's the most points that they've given up to. Like, you have to have a defense going to the playoffs, and I don't think the Cowboys do. I don't. Simple as that. You said Cowboys can't score 49, even they scored 56. Dude, like last year is last year. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like last year is last year. Like why your team is totally different from last year. You're never going to score 40 something points in a game ever this season. It's not going to happen. You're never scoring over 40 points in a game. It is just never going to happen again. Simple as that. Watch out for the Jags and Bears. They've got their QBs. Number one receiving, expect Josh Allen, take it. Jalen Hurts, transformation from those guys. So I'm sorry, the Eagles defense suspect not going to cost them against good teams, and Justin Fields is better than Jalen Hurts, and the Bears got one of the top rushing team in the NFL. That's totally wrong, but all right. Totally wrong. They didn't have Robert Quinn for that game, so I don't want to hear best rushing. They literally didn't have Robert Quinn for that damn game. Number two as of right now, as a four. The only reason the Eagles are playing bad defensively is because they're letting teams back into games just because of how they play in the second half of games. That's why they let teams get back into games, because they sit back in the second half. They don't stack the box in the second half. That's why they have looked the way they've looked, and that's why they have let teams come back with points. But there's no way that the Eagles would let a team come back 30 points besides the first game of the season, because it was the first game, okay? That's the only way they brought guys back. It brought points back into the game besides the first game of the season. If the Eagles, I'd be shocked right now if the Eagles let a team come back 30 points ever again. Never. So, yeah, the Eagles defense is suspect because they play conservative in the second half. It's not because of the talents, because that's how they play in the second half. See, like when you look at a team, like don't go off of just what the plays look like. Like look at what they're doing every single game. Like don't be a casual fan. Like if you watch the NFC East, watch the NFC East. Don't just watch highlights, bro. Seriously. Because that makes absolutely no sense. Like I need an intellectual conversation when it comes to what the teams look like. Yeah, changes the subject. Yeah, you see, they're a bunch of pussies, like all of them. All of them are. Whatever. At the end of the day, like At the end of the day, I know what this team is, and that's it. I don't need someone to tell me otherwise. I know what I see. I know half of these rival fans don't watch the NFC East. They look at highlights. That's it. They don't watch full Eagle games. They don't watch a damn thing. They don't watch nothing. Nothing. I guarantee they don't. That's the joke about it. That's just the way it is. You say that like Chase Claypool. Yeah. I don't think Chase Claypool had a catch. I don't think Chase Claypool had a catch against us until like the third quarter. Because Bradbury shut down, really did a good job on all three receivers for the Steelers. Bradbury, they didn't target. I think they targeted Slay like one time in that game. That was it. Jordan said they want to flex and they had beat injured Rams when they got clapped by a healthy team. Crazy how irony works. Dallas beat the Eagles practice team at the end of the year, and we're happy. I hope Dallas loses the next two games. I hope they do. I guarantee you they won't say a damn word. If they lose another game, they're not gonna be around. That's just the way it's gonna be. JP says, remember though when the Cowboys were going to the Super Bowl last year? It's every single year, bro. Well, to get to the fact is, Joey, is we the Eagles are a better team than the Cowboys. They won't accept it, but we are. I know that, dude. I know it, dude. Trust me, I friggin' know it. As long as I know what this team is for me as my own person, I know what this team is all about. That's all I care about. I don't care what anybody else says about it. I'll talk to other people about it. Doesn't mean I have to. I respect everyone's opinion about what if they're, you don't got to be you don't have to be the smartest football fan to know like about how these teams play every week, okay, and who they face, and you know what I mean. Like, I just see more from the Eagles than I do the Cowboys, and it's not being biased. Like, it's just truth. And that's my truth, whether people believe it or not. Simple as that. I'm here to win championships, bro. I'm not here. I could care less about the NFC East. I could care less about winning. I don't care, dude. I want to face a really good team. I want to face a really, really good team. That's all I care about right now. Dwight says the Eagles are not better than the Dallas Cowboys. Stop it. You capping right now. Bro, let me tell you something. If the Cowboys were undefeated right now, I couldn't say a fucking word about it because they're undefeated. You understand? Like, I couldn't even talk crap about them. Like, if they're winning and they're finding ways to win, how can I talk crap? I could talk about what the weaknesses are. Like, we all are been talking about both our schedules. Simple as that. And it's only because Dak Prescott's the quarterback. Dak Prescott is not going to be the quarterback for the Cowboys much longer. Simple as that. Because those fans don't give a crap about their players. The ownership don't give a crap about their players. They literally ran Tony Romo out of town. They gave him drugs for his back every single game and made him play in football games. Like, that whole front office is a piece of garbage. They're not loyal to their quarterback. They're not loyal to anything, bro. And the fans aren't loyal either. They switched from Rush to Dak in like a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. They could care less, dude. Simple as that. They don't care about their players. Kidding me? Dallas Cowboys, they will throw anybody under the bus to win a ring. They don't care what they do, what's in their way. They'll do whatever they possibly can. That's just the truth to it all. Nobody likes to hear that shit though, but it's the truth. Karen says, Joey, I would give it like 2 years. Dolphins might win, just not going to be a competitive game, and Bears offense has nothing to do with their horrible defense. That's what I'm saying, dude. That's what I'm saying. William Galbraith says Fangio needs to be more hands-on as far as calling defensive schemes. I mean, yeah, he's apparently the right-hand man that kind of gives like his take on the defense in these meetings every single week, but Gannon might be gone after this year. Adrian says these Cowboy fans are little haters, ridiculous. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. David says if the Eagles blow out the Commanders in the halftime, they use a second, third round pick? Wait, what? Did I read that wrong? Oh, third backups. Yeah, I mean, they probably will. They probably will. I mean, I don't know if it's going to be a blowout. I mean, I think they'll be up by a couple touchdowns. Let's see what they do, because I'm not really sure what they're going to do. George says, I would put money at Dak pulls what Stafford did and go win a Super Bowl elsewhere. Yeah, who knows? Towers said, Dallas fans say our defense sucks and acts like we did completely shut them down and hold their QB to a QBR of 1 by the half. Yeah, well, that's the thing, though. Like, they're saying next time we face Dallas, we're going to get beat because it's Dak Prescott. That's the way it is. I'm not talking about y'all. I'm just saying what we are going to do on a rematch. I can't believe in my team. Bro, you're talking more than just a rematch. And number 2, it's so sad that you're looking 7 weeks down the line. And it's sad that you're in this chat, dude. It's sad that you're in this chat where we're not even playing a game, not even close to next week. We're playing 7 weeks down the road. You're in this chat. So obviously you care more than you think you care. Or you just love me at the end of the day. You just love me at the end of the day. That's what it is. You're talking more about it. You're talking a lot more about just a rematch in 7 weeks. So we're talking about a Cowboys game in 7 weeks right now. Like that's how crazy it is. Don't backtrack now. When you start talking, and then you're like, I'm just defending my team. I'm just, Come on, dude. Come on now. I'm not even going to waste my breath against Cowboys fans. Just sit back and watch my team roll. I know what we're capable of. That's what I do every week. If I wasn't on YouTube and I didn't do content, I'd be doing exactly what you're doing. Sitting back, caring about what I think about the team and moving forward. That's all I care about. I think it says, bro, is up at 1:30 a.m. in a rival team's chat. Get a life. I don't care about Cowboys fans coming into the chat, but it's like you're talking about a game that's 7 weeks away. Like 7 weeks away. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. People are crazy. Nate said Cowboys fans in the chat, they either love Joey or they're afraid. I think it's both. I honestly think it's both, dude. I think they love me. More says Joey, by the nice Halloween post. Oh, yeah, this isn't my official one. Like, I have framed ones that I'm going to be putting. Like, see this wall over here? Like, see, I never show you this wall. When have I ever showed this wall? I have never showed this wall. So I got my Super Bowl flag there. But that wall is actually going to be that wall is going to have like 3 of those posters. I have another one of those that's framed, but I have 3 more as well. So, yeah. I look at this every day. I sit down. I'm like, hope we get back to that, man. That's all I care about. I look at that every day. So the Eagles X Factor is sitting at home waiting for the playoffs. Jordan Howard, LeGarrette Blount, Eagles Super Bowl. LeGarrette Blount's on the – he's on what is he on? The Jordan Howard's on the Saints practice squad, isn't he? Should be interesting. Turbo says, how can anybody defend a team that hasn't been to a conference game in 25 years and the owner fired the best coach their organization ever had and makes decisions based on ego? I don't know. Willie says, I am a diehard Cowboys fan. What you just said about Cowboys fans is not true, at least not me. I've been a fan of my team since 1976. All I do is see what I see, bro. That's my opinion, and no one has to agree with it. Simple as that. So I could be a piece of crap troll too, man. I could do a lot worse than what I'm doing right now. Trust me. I just don't hit that. I just don't hit that mode because it's a waste of breath at the end of the day. George says, Joey, do you think we get Odell's number 3? They haven't been using the Quez, which is disappointing. No, like I said, like distribution of the football, I have no, I don't care about that. Like they're going to see matchups that favor the Eagles are going to see matchups that favor their offense. Okay. And if one guy doesn't get certain snaps, like I'm not mad over it because they're using, the more good talent you have, the more great talent you have in your offense, the harder it is to distribute the football every week. You're not supposed to distribute the football every single week. If you can do it, great. But there's going to be times where Devontae Smith doesn't get many catches. There's going to be other times where, Quez Watkins had his first down catch in that Texans game. And before that, he didn't have a catch. He didn't have a positive catch since the Cardinals game with 19 yards. It just happens. So I get it. Majority of Cowboys fans are borderline delusional. Dak was medically cleared. Why didn't he play? He had picked out the Detroit Lions. Your QB sounds scared. Joe said both your fan base are looking talk Cowboys, the Eagles. Your fan base is literally EDP 4 or 5. All right, dude. Well, let's take a step back and say it's not EDP 445. Okay, bro. Like that's a little too far, but a little too far. Obviously, you should know why you shouldn't say that name and take it that far. But I agree that both fan bases are toxic. Sometimes I don't like my own fan base for a lot of reasons. Like I totally agree with that. I think both are pretty crazy. They have done some crazy stuff at the stadiums, at the tailgates. The things that I've seen are pretty bad that I would never do ever. It is what it is. Dwight Davis to Joey, I'm a diehard Dallas Cowboys fan, and I love my Dallas Cowboys. Our defense is going to be scary. We'll see. We'll see. That's all I'm going to say is we'll see. You will see. That's all. I said Hargrave is better than Fletcher Cox, and Pascal is better than Watkins Cox. Stop with the run anymore. I'm done with him after this year. Oh, yeah. They're not signing Fletcher Cox back. Yeah, you're signing Javon Hargrave back. Jordan Davis takes his spot, and obviously they might draft another defensive tackle in the mid rounds. Who knows? But as of right now, I think it stays the way it is. So I'm going to give us another couple minutes. I'm not going to go crazy. I've already been over almost 3 hours, which I was supposed to do an hour stream. I was supposed to do an hour. That's it. So Jeff says Covey and the special teams will be death of us if we don't fix it. BLSU said, yo, BLSU, what's going on, dude? He said, well, that's good, Joey. Never thought I'd be chatting up at 1:30 in the morning, which is basically 12:30 due to daylight savings time. I totally forgot about daylight savings time. It is, daylight savings time is tomorrow, isn't it? So now, like 4 o'clock, it's going to be like pitch black outside, which is going to be crazy. Yeah, I used to do late night streams like this all the time. Like I used to do these all the time. I wasn't doing them for a while during the off season, but Rio said these trolls want to be Eagles fans. Philly Girl says Dak was trash week 1. He could have played against us, but decided to wait a week. He had his finger was an A on the scale, but wanted to be in. Let's face it, didn't he want to play us? We'll see. I don't know. Wallace reminds me of Rager. Yeah, Rager playing defense. Maybe. Who's the Joey Shakes? If you want to watch the World Series, you just say no Philly fans in that stands talking about we hate Dallas. What are you talking about? I have no idea what you're talking about. You just say if you to watch the World Series, you just say no Philly fans in that stands talking about we hate Dallas. Is that what they were chanting today? I don't know. I didn't watch the whole game, so I have no idea. Have a good one. You too, Rico. Yeah, so other than that, guys, it's pretty much it. We're gonna end this. Been going for a while. Philly Shakedown tomorrow night, both channels, streaming on both channels. Definitely check that out. I will have a video out tomorrow. I'm not streaming any games tomorrow. Next Sunday, I'll be streaming the Cowboys Packers at 425. I'll be streaming that at 425. That will be a good one to stream. Definitely 100%. That'll be my content for the day for next Sunday, not this Sunday. If you guys haven't subscribed, subscribe to the channel. There's 173 still in the chat. Thank you so much for joining. Guys haven't subscribed, subscribe. Like the stream if you guys have not before you leave. It does help out the channel a lot. Check out the pinned comment for memberships. And check out the new Discord. A lot of you that are in this chat have joined it. Click the link. Choose your team that you are a fan of within the NFC East and to pick your team once you accept the invite. This way it categorizes you into that team so everyone knows what fan of the team that you are. You're a part of. It's been a lot of fun just talking to all of you in the Discord. Almost 200 members in the Discord, 200 followers in the Discord, which is awesome. We're gonna have some like video and like voice chats and stuff like that very soon on there to talk with all you guys. So definitely click that link, join the Discord. You'll have a lot of fun. So now I'm on there every night, every day. Usually, if I have nothing to do, I'm usually on it. I'm usually active on it all day. And checking what people are saying on there and answering people and stuff. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. So, all right, guys, Philly Shakedown tomorrow. Remember, tomorrow night. Well, technically tonight because it is Sunday already at 1:36 a.m. my time. Video out tomorrow. No content the rest of the day except the Philly Shakedown. And I will see you guys on the next one. SHAKESQUAD up, follow, slide. Peace out, guys. Peace. Join the Discord. Click that link if you guys have it. Like the stream and subscribe. All right. See you guys later. Peace out.